Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. I am Jason, speaking to you here in my parents' basement in the great state of Kansas, and back with the 20 questions series that I started a while ago, and got to interview some other YouTubers that I've got to know, and got to kind of talk about them and just get to know them a little bit better and all that. And today I got Jackson from his YouTube channel, Horsetooth Cinema. So Jackson's really into horse movies, or no? I'm just kidding.
I'm a horse boy.
I'm sure you get that a lot, but
I did grow up with a bunch of horse girls, so maybe there's something to the name.
it is a unique name. I have to say, when you see it, you go, "What is
Yeah,
Horsetooth?" And
I forget if I've explained it before, but basically the origin
I
of
think,
it was that I was so in my hometown of Fort Collins, Colorado. There's a street called Horsetooth, and there's also in the mountains there's a big like boulder that was carved into the shape of a horse tooth.
oh,
And so everyone in Fort Collins kind of knows it. It's like very distinct, but nobody outside of Fort Collins knows what I would be talking about. So I just picked something that's distinct. That's not, I figured nobody else would have this name, so give it a
no.
shot, and it worked. So
So everybody from Fort Collins is like, totally makes sense. I get it. Like,
yeah. I've never had anybody from Fort Collins who then finds out I have a channel ask me about it, but then everybody else does. So
yeah, they're totally online. Everybody else is like, Horsetooth Cinema. What?
yeah.
Cool name. Uh, but yeah, so Jackson. I think we met. I don't know. Maybe it's been a couple of years. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's on Z Talks. That's where I usually meet people. Um,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's where we met.
Yeah, I think it was like God, I think it might have even been like 3 years ago at this point. Something like that.
Good. Yeah, I
On Z Talks. And man, yeah, no, I mean from it was just such a great stroke of luck that Mike happened to invite me. And then I just, lucked into meeting not only him, but yourself and so many other people in this like sort of online film community. And I really started getting a lot more out of my channel. Like at that time, it felt not just a platform for me to go talk about movies, but then like this sort of community in a way from people all over the world recently. Cause like a lot of them are all the way in the UK and we're here. So yeah.
yep, it's Horsetooth Cinema.
Hey Leon, good to see you.
Oh, Leon? Is that the guy that you do videos with?
I've done a few streams with him. Yeah. Trying to think of what we've done. Oh yeah, and then we've done our like end of the year stuff together the last couple of years. Yeah, I remember
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have things to say about that.
Yeah. No, we some wild.
Uh,
We had some I mean, like we agreed on some of the stuff, and but I mean, like some of his takes were. I was like, Leon, you're a bit harsh, buddy. But
I
I
think
always appreciate the Discord.
he had the take on the holdovers, and I did not get what was going on.
Oh man, I
I love
can't I can't even. That's the one take I cannot get where he's coming from on that.
I love the holdovers, and then I heard him.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's like I showed like I think I saw it like um a couple months after it came out, like in January or February of like the following year, and I was like, man, I really wish I had watched this during Christmas. There you go. And and then the next year I showed it to my family around Christmas, and I was just and they loved it so much. So I feel like it's going to become like an annual thing at the house when I go back.
Yeah, it's kind of a Christmas movie, I guess you can say. Um, yeah, I don't know, I really like the movie, but that was funny
Yeah.
when he went off. I mean, he went off. Like I've never seen in the holdovers. I've never seen anybody go
Yeah.
off on holdovers. I'm like,
I
oh,
know, yeah. No, I mean, like most people seem to really like it, and then anybody who doesn't, I think, is like, I don't like it, but I can appreciate it. And Leon was just like, he went hard.
he did. He went hard on it. Anyways, but yeah, I remember watching those streams with you and Leon. Um,
Yeah.
Anal avoidance. Yeah, yeah. There it is. Um, yeah. Since I met you, yeah, like I said, mostly it's through Z Talks. I think we talk
Yeah.
each other. Though I think we comment on each other's live streams. here and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
watch your videos a fair amount. Like the recently I watched your like Stanley Kubrick ranking. I like a lot of the ranking
oh
videos that
yeah,
you do. Yeah, I
yeah.
think it just like provides a really nice opportunity for like for discussion, and always enjoy hearing your takes.
Oh, thank you. Um, I say you more of a live stream guy. I would say.
I mean, it depends. Like I don't know. I feel like in the last year it's been a little bit less so. Like I definitely like once I started getting into the Z Talk community, like I started live streams like shortly after, and did a fair amount of those. But I feel like recently when I've done stuff on the channel, it's been a little bit more reviews, but like kind of which is really like what I started doing with the channel. Like
Yeah.
I think the first movie I reviewed was The French Dispatch, and like right around that time, I was kind of like, okay, I'll just see what comes out, or like see what I'm interested in, and then it kind of evolved to like I would go see things to review them, and yeah. But I know that's one of your questions, like how the channel evolves. So I won't say too much about it, but
Yeah, because I was thinking it's like I'll see a live stream every once in a while. You'll pop up a live stream or something like that, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh. And then I'll get on it if you're still live, and I'll
yeah,
get
yeah,
on
yeah,
start commenting. And a lot of times it's you and some friends. I want to say some people I don't usually know too much, but you guys. Except I think you have Josh on there. I know Josh, and
yeah. I
he's
have
been on.
Josh on. Do you know Sammy? Like Sammy G?
Yeah, Sammy G.
Yeah, I have him a fair amount. I've
Yeah,
had Mike on, Scott.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I've had a good amount of people in the circle, and then sometimes, yeah, it'll be the people you might not know less are like Leon, and then Brady,
yeah,
who's like a mutual friend of Leon and I. Like we like watch movies together like online sometimes, and it's funny too. Because we're like Brady lives in Canada, like very far eastern Canada, and so it's funny like whenever we watch something together, we're always like basically three very different time zones because I'm Mountain Time, like the Western U.S. Brady's like 3 or maybe even 4 hours ahead of me. I forget, and then
uh,
Leon's like 7 hours. So we're like a sandwich basically as far as time zones.
yeah, yeah. I get that. I got friends, yeah, from England that it's hard to get everybody to get together.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I, I want to say from listening to you on your live streams and knowing you a little bit,
sure.
I'm gonna make this a generalization about you, I guess, and I don't know if it's accurate, but I always get the feeling like you and even your friends that you talk to are more of these like you love these indie art house like low budget movies, and you love talking about them more than the big blockbuster, mainstream stuff. I don't know if that's accurate. But that's always feel about you guys. Like, I'm always listening to you guys going, what are they talking about? They're talking so,
Yeah. that's
and
that's fair enough. I mean, I would say that's a fair characterization. Like I think even like early on my channel, I remember doing a video about, I think it was my review for Spider-Man No Way Home, which I wasn't a huge fan of, and I remember like kind of talking about that distinction of like it's not even necessarily just the budgets, but there's something to me about like the smaller movies where I think sometimes the directors, the writers are able to get away with being a little bit more to themselves as opposed to like trying to like appease like an audience or a studio. Not that I don't like big blockbuster entertainment though. Like I'm trying to think of a good example, but I mean Oppenheimer was like Barbie and Oppenheimer. That whole experience was like really really fun for me. I'm trying to think of like other kind of like franchise ones. I mean, like I've enjoyed even like quite a few Marvel movies. Like probably most recently, I would say like Guardians 3 was like a really fun time. Guardians 2 is maybe my favorite MCU movie. Um, so there's like I still definitely get a kick out of the blockbuster stuff, and some of my favorite movies of all time are like what you would think of as like classic blockbusters, like Jaws or Indiana Jones or something like that. But yeah, I would say definitely like in terms of my channel and like my letterbox and stuff, I really
yeah,
yeah like the smaller either art house or like for lack of a better term like grindhouse, like kind of horror, sci-fi sort of low budget stuff is stuff I enjoy for sure.
yeah. I remember you liked. I'm not gonna say the movie right. You probably know what I'm talking about, but something about like the TV glows or something like that, and you're like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
raving about
yeah.
this movie.
I saw the TV glow. Yeah, yeah,
What is this? And I look it up. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't look like my kind of movie. And I was like,
Yeah, it's
all
pretty
right,
out there. No,
that's
it
why.
was yeah, and like another one of my favorite movies from last year was this French movie called The Beast, which for me was like this. I remember I
Yeah,
tried to describe it on my channel one time. I think you might have even been in the audience for my like best of the year video. I was describing it, and whenever I try to pitch this movie to people, they're like you lost me like 2 minutes
you know,
ago, basically. So
yeah, it's so funny when I talk. I feel the same way about Josh. If I talk to Josh, he's
sure,
kind of too. There's certain
yeah,
people that I talk to, and like I'm like I do love the mainstream blockbusters. I do.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, but I watch movies from the 30s and 40s that people probably don't
yeah,
know, and I love those old movies as well. So it's like I'm not just a blockbuster guy. I love other stuff, but I don't know. When I talk to you or Josh, I just feel like we're on different like
yeah,
what sometimes where I'm
yeah.
like know any of these movies.
Yeah, and
That's
I do feel like actually like for some of the smaller, like you mentioned, like the movies from like 30s and 40s, like stuff that's might be a little bit more obscure now, but like I feel like back then some of those movies were just much more mainstream for audiences than they would be today, and now it almost feels like you kind of have to go and make those movies on like a shoestring budget and play in kind of like indie circles. Like I'm trying
mhm.
to think of like a good example. I don't I could not imagine something like Casablanca being made today on like the scale that it was made at the time, or
Right.
Gone with the Wind, or like these kind of big like epic films that were
Yeah.
coming out at that time.
Yeah. So just say that. So, I mean, I suppose I'm sure there's stuff we agree on, but I get the feeling like we're somewhat opposites sometimes. Uh,
Sometimes, yeah. But I
which
always enjoy. That's the thing is like I enjoy chatting with people I disagree with about movies. It just like because I really like trying to understand how other people think,
yeah.
and so I always appreciate those perspectives.
Let's see. Yeah. You just yeah.
Just holdovers talk again.
You love it. Yeah. Let's see. He said, "Shout out to Sammy G."
Oh, Sammy's the best. He's yeah, such a nice guy.
Yeah. I think we had a pretty good few blockbusters recently. Furiosa was great.
Yeah, if you're have you seen Furiosa yet, Jason?
Didn't that come out a year ago?
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, I think I guess he meant recently, like as in within the last like couple years or so. Yeah.
Mad Max movie.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I saw.
basically like a prequel, I would say, to Fury Road. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw it. I don't care for any Mad Max movie. I
that's fair enough.
I don't know why. I can't get into those movies. They're just weird. There's something really weird about
Yeah,
the
George
whole.
Miller has a very weird personality. Like if you watch some of his other movies, like he did a movie a couple years ago called 3,000 Years of Longing. That's
Uh,
about like a yeah, that's about like a genie basically, and there's a
yeah,
lot of really weird stuff in
yeah. I do remember seeing the trailer and being like, I don't think I'll see this movie.
that. Yeah. I
Um,
remember the trailer it had that scene of Idris Elba who's like gigantic, like in the hotel, and he's like stuck in the hotel bathroom or whatever. Yeah,
Furiosa has one really good action scene. I'll say that. There's
yeah,
one chick scene that is in the one main girl is like crawling underneath the thing, and I'm like,
yeah,
that is cool. But
yeah.
then that was it for me. I was kind of bored with everything else.
That's fair. I think it's a very strangely paced movie, like
Oh yeah,
where a good portion of it, it's like they don't even introduce Anya Taylor Joy for the first like hour and a
yeah,
half, right? Like she
yeah,
probably has like 30 lines of dialogue for the whole movie. So and that's the other thing about the Mad Max movies is like they're if you what you need is like character development and kind of like um you know I guess they have character development, but more kind of overt like character like plotting and growth and that kind of stuff. Like it's just a different kind of action movie. It's not like Indiana Jones or something like that. If that makes any sense.
and
this is
yeah,
this is another one. I didn't hate Joker 2, but I cannot fully get on Leon's defense. I feel like Leon's become even more of a fan in the past year since we did that segment. I can't get with it, but
I'm not that. I didn't like that one. uh, but yeah. Anyways, I say all that just to say like,
yeah,
uh, just kind of set the what your maybe what kind of your channel's like and what
sure,
uh
yeah,
your I don't know your movie taste and all that.
yeah,
It's interesting. I don't always agree, but definitely
yeah.
interesting. You give a take, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Don't
like
know.
some of the people I really like following on Letterboxd and YouTube, social media is like people who a movie comes out, I know something about it, maybe I've seen it, and it's like I have no idea what their take is going to be. Like that's always a taste I'm really interested in because because it that unpredictability is really fascinating for me. I feel like you fit into that. Like if you like, I was kind of surprised you didn't like The Naked Gun, for example. 'Cause I kind of figured that might be. I don't know if you're a fan of the old one or if you're a fan of Airplane, but I kind of figured that
love,
might be in your wheelhouse.
love the old one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Liam Neeson's funny. I guess, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody was like, oh, it's so great, and and oh, he's a serious actor, and that's what makes it so funny. I was like, I don't know. He just doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to do a joke right or timing right or something. Or he's
Sure.
so
Sure.
serious that I'm like, he's just so good at being serious. I just can't take the jokes. I don't know. I didn't laugh hardly. I laughed a couple times, but
Okay. Yeah,
I guess
that's
that's
fair. I mean, like especially with comedies, it's very like it's a very gut reaction kind of thing. I feel like in general the way I approach like movie reviews and stuff is like how do I explain my gut reaction to people? Like I don't like there is something to be said for being like analytical and kind of like trying to dissect like what the filmmaker was trying to do, but fundamentally what people want to know is your opinion,
right.
and that comes from when you're sitting in the theater. How do you explain what you're thinking, kind of thing? And comedy is like the easiest vein into that. It's like, did you laugh or not, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, comedy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. How much did you laugh? That's exactly right.
totally. Yeah,
That's yeah. That's and but anyway, that video is so funny because I usually I do the thing I used to do when I was living in Leavenworth before I moved back to my parents' house. Is I went to the movie theater and then I did a like 2-3 minute video outside the movie theater, just giving my gut reaction, like you said. I always thought that would be interesting to be like, all right, I just came out theater. Here's my initial reaction, and then I go home and then I do 10 more minutes talking more about the movie, whatever. That was the way I did it. I thought it was kind of an interesting way to do it, whatever.
yeah,
Uh, the only problem is my iPhone. Like I don't do videos at the moment because my iPhone just it never has storage. Every time I try to make a video, it cuts
yeah.
out and goes, you don't have enough storage to finish this video. And I'm like, 20 minutes into a video, I'm like, ah, like now
I know.
I gotta start this video over again.
Yeah, I always so I have like a camcorder basically that I use a lot of the time. But recently I've had issues with that. Like there were some times earlier in the summer where it was I think the battery wasn't working or something like that. It's kind of been off and on. And so when that was happening, I used my webcam, the ones just on my laptop, uh, to record. Because yeah, that's the thing with the phone is like it works really well for like the short like out of the theater reaction stuff because that's doesn't take very long. But for like the like sometimes like if I record a review and it goes and the final edit is like 10 to 12 minutes, then but that might mean that the raw footage is like 20 minutes, and that's definitely pushing it as far as the storage. So
yeah, because I like making videos, then I edit it, and put images in, or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, so I was doing that like I normally did. I came out of theater, I did like a 3 minute video, just giving my initial reaction, whatever, and then I go home to do the thing, and my iPhone says, "Oh, you don't have enough storage," and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's so frustrating." So that's why I've been doing live streams because it doesn't matter about storage. So I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna put out the 3 minute video that I did outside the theater and just call it good because I was so frustrated because I kept trying to make the video and it kept telling me I couldn't do it, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, I'm just gonna put out the 3 minute video. I didn't want. I hate doing that, but I was like, I wanted to put the review out because I feel like the quicker I put the review out, maybe more people will watch it. And
yeah, I think there's something to that for sure. Yeah, an algorithm.
exactly. So I put the review
Yeah,
out, like whatever. 3-minute video of me saying I didn't like this movie. It got over 1,000 views. I've never got anything close to 1,000 views on my channel before. I
Yeah,
get like on a good day, maybe I get to 100 views or something like that on a video.
sure.
On a really
Yeah.
good day, like most of the time, it's like 20, 30 views or something like that on a video.
Yeah, same for me.
I
It's like it's usually like if it's like several dozen to like that's like normal, and then yeah, like I've definitely had some push into the hundred. I think the most I've ever got I think I do have a video that got 2,000 reviews or
yeah,
views, but that was I think it was my first ever worst movies of the year video I did. So that's another thing with the algorithm is that I think it incentivizes like negative criticism, like being very negative about
maybe. I was like, of all my videos, the 3-minute video got to over. I just could not believe that.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was nearly my best video, and I'm like, whatever.
right. Yeah.
I was happy. I was like, wow, I never got this many views on this video before. Anyway,
It's wild sometimes the stuff that takes off versus the stuff you want to take off, Yeah.
I know. Oh, I worked so hard putting together 30-minute videos, and it goes nowhere. And I'm like, what the heck? I do all this
I
research.
feel you.
That's a
Yeah,
frustration of
it is.
YouTube content, I guess. Anyways, well, I better get to the questions here. I know we're just
Oh,
chatting
sure.
here.
Yeah.
Better get to my 20 questions. So, Jackson, you're on the hot seat. Which that's a joke. These are easy questions, but yeah, just to get to know you a little bit better in your channel and all that, and just have some fun, hopefully, with these questions. But
Yeah, I
first,
appreciate it. Yeah.
first question I always like to ask people, because I'm always interested in where people grew up or whatever. So my first question is, where did you grow up? And then I also like to know, like, what was it like? Big city, small town,
Yeah.
flatlands, ocean, whatever. I don't know. What was it like?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a great question. So let's see, I was actually born in Houston, Texas. That's where a lot of my family comes from.
Wow, Texas.
I Yeah, yes, and actually I have family kind of all over Texas, like, or at least like all over like East Texas, I'll say. But but no, like so they I think that my parents were tired of the heat in Houston. They were a little tired of. I think they were a little worried about the public school system as well there. So yeah, they looked for work in Colorado, and they
Okay.
moved up here. So we moved to a town called Fort Collins, which is where Colorado State University is. So if it's a big like I mean it's a big like state school in general, but it's especially known for like agriculture and like veterinarian. Like it's one of the best vet schools in the country. So yeah, I would say in a lot of ways the town is kind of built around the college. And the industries that are associated with it. So it's a cool mix of like my high school, for example, like there were definitely lots of people who like it was an IB like international baccalaureate school, so you had a lot of people who like were really smart and like I don't know, like you had like children of professors and stuff like that. But then again, because like it's all connected to like agriculture and things like that, you had a lot of like cattle ranchers, and you had like it was a good mix of I would say like urban and rural. Um, and yeah, and so like yeah, landscape wise, like it's seated right at the what we call the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. So it's like we're like an hour away from like the Continental Divide and Rocky Mountain National Park, where you start really getting up in altitude. I think I grew up at around like 4,000 something feet. So yeah, like cold winters, hot summers, kind of very seasonal. And yeah, I really loved growing up there. It was really like I said, just kind of a great mix. And the one thing that I think everybody kind of has in common there, and in Colorado in general, is that people are very outdoorsy. Like people love doing. Huh?
Ask you that. Are you an outdoors person then?
I'm a big outdoorsy person. Yeah, I like my
Did,
dad grew up kind of instilling that into me. So I grew up hunting, fishing, camping, skiing, um, snowshoeing, like all that good stuff. So yeah,
thinking you lived in Montana or something. Maybe I'm totally crazy about that, but
I do have family in Montana. I have a lot of yeah. So maybe that's it. I have a lot of family up in the kind of like in the like hour around like Bozeman area. Kind of, they're more rural, but like yeah, I love Montana. Montana's great.
yeah, anytime I think of like Montana, Colorado, I think of outdoors people. Like I don't know, it just seems to
Yeah,
go. weather, yeah, because there's so much nature and stuff
Yeah.
to deal
Colorado,
with.
I mean, it's fun. I'm finding a little bit less of that now because now I live in Denver, the capital, and a lot of people move from
City.
all over to
Yeah.
like, um, people move from the East Coast, people move from like, cities in California, cities in Texas or whatever, and like not all of those people who have moved here for work are big outdoors people. So I do meet people occasionally that aren't, but I feel like growing up, everybody who was native was like pretty into something or other outdoors wise.
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Must
Mike, good to see you.
must be kind of late over there. It's got to be like past midnight.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Although we are coming up on daylight savings time soon, so I think we're supposed to get like we'll be
Uh,
an hour left, but we haven't hit it yet. So yeah,
yeah, we hit Sunday. The Brits like hit it like a week early, and so it messes me up every time.
I know. Same here. It
I
used
go,
to
I
really
go,
mess me up when I was in college and I was going back and forth like between UK and Ireland. Like I did like undergrad in Ireland, for example, and
right.
so they follow the British like the daylight savings times, and so I would always get so confused when I was communicating with people back home.
Oh yeah, always. uh, yeah, I remember you got married recently.
I
Um,
did, yeah. I got married a little over a year. It's September 30th last year, so we just did our 1 year anniversary. So
I remember your engagement photo was like by like a creek or a river or something. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like an outdoors guy.
yeah, we're both pretty outdoorsy. Though my wife is a little limited because she has like some pain issues and stuff like that. So sometimes she's like not able to push herself, quite as much as I'm able to do. But like for example, like that, like the engagement pictures, we had to hike like a mile or two to get to that spot. And so like there's no road.
Gosh, I can't remember if I had engagement photo. I suppose I did. I don't remember.
I've seen your wedding photos. They're really good. But I'm wondering about the engagement photos.
I don't remember engagement photos. Is it
Huh.
possible I have them?
Yeah,
uh,
I don't know. I To be fair, I there's a chance I didn't know it was a thing before, like when I got engaged. I might not have known because we did them like 6 months after we actually got engaged. Like we had a fairly long engagement. It was like a year and a half. So
yeah, I knew you had kind of a long
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Well, I got engaged 2015, maybe. I mean, so we're talking 10 years, so I can't remember 10 years ago, I guess.
Yeah. How long
'Cause,
was your engagement? Like, was it short, long?
we got engaged on December 25th of 2014. Um, I think. Oh, wait a minute, is that right? No, 2015. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah, December 25th of 2015. We got engaged and we got married August 13th, 2016. So
Okay. So like 8 months, 9 months, something like that. Yeah. That's
yeah.
that's probably about like median, like from what I hear from people, like about like the engage. I feel I don't know. Maybe they are getting a little bit longer. Like I do hear more friends like having. I
Oh,
have some friends right now in Europe. Like in Europe, it's super because apparently in Europe, like there's the wedding venues. There's such limited space and there's like really long waiting lists for them. So it's common to have like 2 or 3 year engagements, like sometimes over there.
yeah. I, I was like, I want to get married right now. Like, I didn't want any, like, it's like, even waiting that long seemed like a long time to me to get married. So
Yeah, yeah.
I was really excited about getting married.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I was really excited about getting engaged. I mean, I was excited about getting married too, but my whole like our thing was I wanted to do it after I finished my masters, and so that was really the only thing like we were waiting for, I guess. But it did
right.
end up working out nice. Like I didn't feel like we were too rushed on anything related to the wedding because all those logistics can get really stressful. But you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, there's a time change. You're right.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Very cool. Of course, I mean, you're close to me. I'm in Kansas, so we're not.
Yeah, and I've been to Kansas once, but I need to go back. I've been pheasant hunting out there, but I haven't really been to any like city. If you know Colby, we went to Colby
Mhm.
but didn't do a whole lot other than hunt. So yeah,
Oh yeah, hunting's very popular here. I
yeah,
don't hunt, but I had a lot of friends that hunt.
yeah.
All right. Question two. Favorite school memory or achievement?
Yeah, I was thinking about this.
More
So,
middle school kind of period.
yeah, I guess as far as like achievement, because like maybe my favorite memory wouldn't necessarily be the thing I like achieved, but like as far as achievement, like I was on the debate team in high school, and I actually I made the national tournament my junior year, which was in Birmingham, Alabama. So we went down there that summer to compete, and I think in my event there was something like 200 people that qualified for the national tournament, and then like the top like 60 broke to the next round. I didn't break to the next to like the final like kind of playoff rounds, I guess, but the
Yeah.
I think I was within like the top 100 or so. Like so I was happy enough with that. I was like that's pretty cool to like have been in like the national conversations for something like that, but um
So
so
that's
yeah,
all
that
in the United States, right?
sorry.
So that's like you're competing against all the high schoolers in the United States.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so yeah, the way like people from
Yeah.
every state like will send like a certain amount of people. I forget if it's like if every state kind of sends the same amount of people. I feel like it's probably a little bit more like by population, like because especially
Uh,
like some states have larger populations, and then like some cities are like really big for debate. Like I would say Chicago's like the most famous one of like they all like if you're debating like kids from a Chicago high school, that you are debating like the best people in the world basically, as far as
oh
that
yeah.
goes. And so um yeah, so no, it was a really fun time, and it was just fun to be able to meet all those people. And Birmingham's a cool city too. Like I like uh everyone was super nice there. It was a really fun time. That's probably my biggest achievement, I would say. And then that greatest memory, like I'm trying to think, like I don't know. I just really maybe I'll just speak general. I just really loved school growing up. Like I really loved certain teachers. Like I really loved like English and like history, especially. And I had a lot of teachers that would do like big kind of like round table like Socratic discussions in class about like stuff we were reading or. And so I always loved kind of engaging in those conversations. Yeah, I'll say that's a even though that's not like a super specific memory. That's like one of the things that I love most about school, I guess.
Okay. Very cool. Question three. What are your favorite things to do in your free time?
Ooh, okay. So, obviously movies. Like we probably wouldn't have this channel if we weren't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love movies.
Do you watch?
Let's see what. Huh?
Are you watching like a movie every day, or is it just?
Yeah, I feel like about that rate. It's not like every night I watch a movie. Like some days will be just really busy and I don't have the time. But and then sometimes on the weekend I have nothing but time and I want to watch 2 or 3 movies. So it's just kind of depends.
Yeah.
I would say it averages out as probably around a movie a day. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, usually just like when I'm after work at night, like I'll put something on. Um, I'm not as big of a TV guy, and I think some of that's just like my attention span is like I prefer like something that you can sit down and finish in like an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, and kind of sit with it and be done, rather than like something to continually go back to. And sometimes I struggle because like my wife likes TV shows, and she really like she's been trying to get me into The Last of Us, and I've enjoyed what I've seen, but it's like I like the commitment. It has to be like her pick at movie night to watch that. It's like I'm not gonna like recommend it, I suppose. Um, but yeah, so that's yeah, movies for sure. I'm a big sports fan. I love my favorite sports are basketball and football, and
Okay.
yeah, really big NBA fan, especially like the season just started up again, and I've been watching most nights. So um,
Okay.
yeah, big Denver Nuggets fan, I suppose. Yeah, and you're more of a college basketball guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have like like the Jayhawks and
That-
whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And so one of our best players, you know this, but like I
yeah.
don't know if everybody in the audience does. One of the Denver Nuggets best players went to KU, Christian Brown, and
Yes.
yeah, he is an absolute demon for us on the court. So it's
Yeah.
very so
I'm.
big fan of. I love watching KU basketball, even though I wouldn't say I'm like a fan, but there's so many great players come out of there. So
Oh, I'm so excited for Christian Brown. He's looking so good. And
Yeah,
because we had, let's say, we had in 2017, maybe 2016, somewhere in there, we had the National Player of the Year, Frank Mason. National Player of the Year. He was a second round pick in the NBA, and he doesn't play in the NBA anymore. He didn't really make it very far.
yeah,
And you never know. You get this player that's like, man, this guy's so good, and he does nothing in the NBA or whatever. And then Christian
yeah,
Brown, I didn't really suspect him to be like this good NBA guy. I didn't know. I mean, he was a good player on KU, but you just never know how they. And then he goes to the NBA, and I'm like, man, he's doing so well. Like, I'm so happy for him because he's from Kansas too. He's a true Kansan.
he is.
So
Yeah, yeah. And
that's why,
it's tough to guess with some of those guys because they like some of those play like Christian Brown is a good example. I think actually Kansas had a few of these recently. Grady Dick and Johnny Furphy also like have been guys that are not necessarily like the usage guys that are always going to have the ball in their hands running the
yeah,
show. They're more
yeah,
like like role players, like hit threes and play defense kind of guys. And so I think yeah, especially Kansas has had a lot of these like kind of skill development guys recently. But yeah, that you just find them later in the first round. Like I think that's where he was drafted, right? Is like late end of the first round. I'm pretty sure. Um,
yeah. He wasn't a
yeah,
guy that you thought, oh yeah, this guy's gonna make it. I don't know.
yeah.
I mean,
But he contributed like immediately. Like on the championship year, he was making like big plays in the finals, like chase down blocks and dunks and all that. So yeah,
yeah. Anyway, so I
yeah,
talk forever about
yeah.
KU.
I was on your and Noren's stream recently, talk like about NBA. I watched the whole thing. I could
Yeah,
talk basketball all day. So yeah, basketball. Let's see what else. Yeah, big outdoors person, like I said. Like rock climbing, hiking, skiing, all that stuff. And then I'm also really I'm pretty into cooking. Like especially like I cook a lot of Asian food, especially like Thai food, especially. But yeah, I'm always I've got a bunch of cookbooks up in the cabinet, always looking to learn more. So
um, Leon wants to know what's your most anticipated film of the rest of the year.
oh, it's a good question. Um,
I know that's always a question, isn't it?
yeah, I'm trying to think of like the festival stuff that hasn't come out yet. First one that's come to mind, I'm kind of curious about this new Yorgos Lanthimos movie, Begonia, with Emma Stone and
Yeah,
Stavros Halkias, I think, is in it, which is funny. A comedian I've enjoyed for a really long time, but it's just weird to see him in a Yorgos Lanthimos movie.
I know it's gonna be weird if it's that director. It's always
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's do you know what it's about? It's about like they basically these two like conspiracy theorists kidnap this woman who's like some kind of executive. They think she's an alien. Like
Yes, yeah,
yeah.
remember that in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What,
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I'm like, I don't know if I know what this is about, but
yeah, yeah. Well, what
yeah.
about for you? What's an anticipated movie?
Zootopia 2 for me.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
I'm a big fan of Zootopia. The first movie is one of my favorite Disney movies,
Yeah, it's
and
good.
been a while, and they finally got to Zootopia 2. So I'm like, oh, okay, I like to see it. I mean, you never know; it could be disappointing, but right now, it'd be nice if they can make a good movie, because Disney doesn't always
Yeah,
make. So it's like, man, I
they've
would.
been they've been so into the live action stuff, especially the last like five
Yeah,
years or so. It's just um, I have enjoyed some animated movies they've done, in the past. I'm trying to. Did they do Encanto? I think. Like I
yeah,
enjoyed that. Like
yeah.
there's
Disney,
yeah, there's
yeah.
been some hits here and there, but yeah, it has been a little bit lesser. It's not what it used to be for sure.
No, no. But yeah, so I'm hoping that's good. That didn't come out till like almost in December, I think.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, it's a good time for it to come out. Well, I don't know if it'll be competing with like Avatar, but I mean, like the kids, like animated movies always seem to do well. Like people bring their kids, especially during the holiday season.
yeah, I'm planning on seeing Predator Badlands, and that's because I've been reviewing all the Alien and Predator movies on my channel lately. So I'm trying to get through all of the movies and
Oh
reviewing
yeah,
them, and then I can go see that movie and review it, and then I can do a big chat. I can do a big stream where I'm just ranking all the movies anyway. So
yeah.
I don't know if it'll be
Man,
good.
I need to dive more into that because I think I've only seen the first one and Prey.
Uh-huh.
And the first one is like an all time classic, just love it. And then I liked Prey. Like I thought it was kind of from what I've heard from people who have seen all the movies, it was kind of like a back to basics sort of thing where it's like, okay, let's make a just kind of bare bones survival movie. We're not doing too much lore or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
it's pretty like CG heavy. It's hard to compare that like when you're like to the original, which is all practical. Well, it's not all practical because they have those wonky like 80s effects for the camouflage, but like all the squibs and stuff is all real. So
you said Emma Stone. That's the magic word for Mike.
the Mike magic word.
If you say Emma Stone, he's there.
Lovely. I can appreciate that, Mike.
I'm not sure how to answer this question. It says, "What's a movie you dislike, but you're tempted to watch again?" And I'm trying to
Oh,
think.
okay.
I'm trying to think how, why would I be tempted to watch it again? And
I
uh,
have an example. Maybe if I to give an example, you might be able to think of something similar. Because so the first thing that came to mind for me was do you know the movie Being There with Peter Sellers?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, like, because my parents showed that to me a couple years ago when I was visiting, and for some reason I hated it. Like I just like immediately had this like guttural reaction like this is so pretentious like I really don't like I have this just like I don't know it's like this it's just hitting you over the head with the same thing for 2 hours and then I look on Letterboxd after I reviewed it and like everyone loves it like including like so many people that I would consider that like have very similar movie taste to me and so it makes me really want to revisit it and be like did I miss something would I react to this differently. I don't know if you have another example like that.
I probably do. I'm having a hard time thinking. Right. So it's a movie that people like, but I didn't like. But then I'm like, well, people, everybody likes it. Maybe I should get. I know
Sure,
there's.
yeah.
Oh, I know there's got to be a movie like that for me as well, where I just go, man, I don't get it. Um, gosh, what would that be? uh, gosh, that's a hard one. um, I can don't just to give some kind of example is there's maybe one of my big hot takes is I don't like The Dark Knight,
Oh wow. Okay, that is a hot take. Yeah.
and people love that movie. It's like their favorite. Everybody's like, oh, it's here. Oh, I'll give you another one. I didn't like Logan. Everybody loves Logan. Everybody's like, oh, Logan's like the best Marvel movie ever made or whatever, best whatever, and I didn't care for it at all. I don't know. The ending was just depressing.
Yeah,
It's
I've heard that. I have actually haven't seen Logan. I need like
uh,
I only started watching the X-Men movies like a year or so ago and I think I'm like I forget if I've seen only two or three, but um yeah, Logan I need to get to. I've heard that about the ending though. It's a big downer for sure.
I mean, I gosh, do you know what happens at the end? I can't spoil this, can I? Or
Uh I don't know what happens at the end. So I mean I could guess um but yeah. Maybe we won't
uh,
go into spoilers in case some people hadn't seen it, but yeah.
well, okay, something happens, and I didn't like it at the end. Anyways,
Yeah.
but they kind of they fixed it in they fixed it in Deadpool Wolverine. That's all I'll say. I like Deadpool
Okay.
Wolverine. Anyways, but yeah, everybody loves that movie. That'd be my example, I guess. Everybody loves Logan, and yeah, sometimes I
Yeah.
think, gosh, maybe I need to watch that movie. Yeah, I guess that'd be one to be like, maybe I should watch that movie again. Maybe it is good, and I just didn't get it the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I kind of had that experience with Memento where I really didn't like it the first time, and then I revisited it and I was like, okay, I can kind of see where people are getting, but it still don't love it. And then the third time I watched it, I kind of really loved it. So like it just sometimes things just grow on you that way.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Says Jackson, when are we watching last year's masterpiece together?
I don't know
Uh,
what he's referring to
okay,
there.
know what he's referring to.
I'm trying to think of like what could that. I don't know if he's talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, which we both didn't like, but um, I don't know.
He says being there and best movie of last year, double feature time.
Oh, I think he's talking about Joker too. I think he's talking about Joker too. That's my guess.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie. Maybe it's a masterpiece, and I didn't get it. Um, oh gosh, Mike said one of my least favorite movies of all time, Blonde.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
I
hate.
actually, I'm a bit of a defender of Blonde, but not. I don't love it or anything. I definitely see, like, I understand the criticisms of it. I think it's like maybe the least subtle movie I've ever seen in my life. But, but, uh, but I kind of like what it's doing a little bit. Like, the Joyce Carol Oates, who wrote the book, has said that she was trying to do something kind of subversive with it, and I kind of understand. But I'm like, I don't know if it was executed the best.
Yeah, no one said they want to watch Blonde again, Mike. No, it's kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I even like kind of liked it, and I don't want to watch it again. Like it's not a pleasant movie.
No, it's not. It's not pleasant.
Yeah,
It's 3 hours long or something.
yeah,
All right, let's get back to. All right, should be a good one. I love this because I love traveling. You seem like a traveler. Uh,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
what's a favorite vacation of yours that you've been on?
That's a great question. Probably my honeymoon, which was last October. My wife and I went to Tanzania, and we did a
Okay.
yeah, we did it was mostly a safari. So we landed in Arusha, which is the main city around Kilimanjaro. Um, and got had a couple days there, like to kind of we did like some horseback riding, and we got to go to like the market and the town and kind of meet people and stuff. So that was fun. But then yeah, like most of it, like for the next like week, we were just like on a constant road trip, pretty much like staying at different. I mean, we would like sleep in beds and stuff, like like they kind of have like beds, like tents. It is
Yeah.
like luxury camping basically. Like I've never experienced it. Like I grew up camping where you just sleep on the, basically on a little pad in a tent. Like it's, very, very different. Or like in hammocks. That's kind of what I do when I go camping in Colorado now. But no, this was really nice. And man, the wildlife there is just something extraordinary. It's like, I mean, I love nature in general, but it like really gives you such an appreciation for nature being in front of those landscapes and those animals. So yeah, I'll say that.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I don't hear much about Tanzania.
It's
uh,
it's a it's really like a lovely country, like super and like super safe as well. Like I like it's they haven't really had like a because a lot of countries in Africa like still have like conflicts and stuff to this day,
yeah.
even some that are um you
Sure.
know like have tourists and stuff. But no, Tanzania has been like very stable for a long time, and it's a cool mix. Like there's a like it's basically half Christian, half Muslim, and so you meet a lot of both when you're there, and like um like the people are really really nice. The food is amazing. Really spicy food, which I'm a big fan of. So yeah, no, it was super fun.
All right. Tanzania. Um, what question 6? What do you feel is your greatest talent?
Ooh, that's a good question because I feel like I'm one of those people that I feel like I'm good at a lot of things, but I don't know that I'm like great at anything. If that makes sense.
Sounds like debating is something you're good at, but I don't know. Uh,
Yeah, I don't do it a lot anymore though. Like I kind of thought I would be one of those people that like a lot of people who are really good at debate in high school will become coaches like in college and stuff. But or they'll like debate themselves in college. I did a little bit of debating in college, but I really didn't like the format that they had over in Ireland because it's called British parliamentary debate, and it's this weird thing where so you have like a resolution, there's like a pro and a con, but then whenever you're speaking, the other team can like point of order and like interrupt you during your speech. And that
yeah.
just was so off-putting to me. I was like, this is just not conducive to good information provision. And so I didn't stick with it, and I ended up just doing other things in college. Like I got more into sports, and then I would do debates in class and stuff, but that was it. So yeah, debate was, but I think more recently, like I will say cooking. I feel like I'm a pretty good cook, to be honest. Like yeah, and like if there's like a party and like everybody's bringing side dishes or like stuff like that, like I'm always pretty like confident with my ability to like kind of surprise people or like please people with what I make. So yeah, I'll say
All right.
cooking.
So I'll come over and you can cook something. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Do you cook much or
No.
no? Yeah. You know what I need to get, like what I want to learn next is like I mean it's big in Kansas obviously, but it is barbecue. Like I feel like, and
Yeah.
the reason I haven't really gotten super into it yet is because I don't have a grill at home. Like I have a stove and an oven. And then there's at the apartment I live at, there's like some communal grills. But whenever, like, that always just sounds like more work to me than it would probably end up being, like going out and, you know, like using something that somebody else just used, making sure it's clean, cleaning it yourself afterward, as opposed to just having your own grill and just kind of managing it normally.
Yeah.
So probably in the, in the next few years, like if I'm like if
Get-
when I have like a house or something, hopefully like whether I'm renting it or owning it, like we'll have a grill and I can manage that all myself and get more into it. But
There you go.
that's next on the list.
Yeah, it's funny. I kind of taught myself a little bit to cook when I first moved out of my parents' house and I had my own house. And I enjoyed it because I watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay shows, and I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
watching these really good chefs make stuff, and I go, man, I'd like to make something. Those look good. And so I just, got recipes and I would try them out and stuff, for fun. And I did have fun doing that for a little bit. I don't know. I kind of stopped doing it at some point. And I got too lazy to, I just put something in the microwave nowadays, unfortunately. But
sure. It does take effort, and I don't know. I think sometimes like there are dishes though that like don't you know that I feel like are kind of I would call them my go-tos, I guess, where it's almost like I can switch my brain off and, it's just muscle memory at a certain point. Like you're just repeating things. So I feel like sometimes you have to go through enough repetition that like that's how you really get into it. Because I mean, I'm certainly not the person that like on a weeknight, like I don't want to like try some 2 hour new like complex recipe, you know. Like I want to do stuff like that when I have the time and the energy. So
yeah, exactly. Number 7, what would your dream job be? If
ooh,
you had, I mean, this is like if you had any choice, like
yeah.
money's not a problem here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Probably a movie critic, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm probably not the. I don't think I'm the only person to say that on your 20 questions. I don't think I think at least one other person said that. But
I
um,
don't. That could be. I mean, it's. I kind of feel the same way. I would love to do that too.
yeah, no, I mean, I watched Siskel and Ebert growing up a little bit when, or I guess it would have been like, it would have been more Ebert and Roper actually during my time because I'm yeah, but like
You're younger than
but
me.
still, yeah. But like I watch clips and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
then like Chris Duckman like YouTube reviews and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
more recently more recently it's like film podcasts for me. Like I love the Sleazoids podcast from they're a Canadian like genre movie podcast. I think does a really good job. Deep Focus Lens is another YouTube channel that I've kind of got me wanting to make my own channel. Like she's really in depth, I think, with what she does. And then of course everybody in the community as well. Like I feel like I'm always learning from people of like one like how to be more authentic, like with about like that, yeah, like to be your authentic self talking about movies, and then
Yeah.
also to like to balance that with trying to be better with engagement and like kind of doing things that are um like gonna like resonate with people and like get people to kind of want to engage with your stuff more while still being true to yourself. I think like so many people in our like Mike and yourself and I don't know like like so many people in our community kind of do that really well. So
Yeah. It's crazy. When I was a kid, yeah, it was all Siskel and Ebert. That's like they had a TV show or like a 30-minute show. What was it like? I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was something simple, but they always said like keep the aisle open or something. I can't remember. They had always had a catchphrase.
yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I can't remember now, but man, I used to love watching that. I guess that just I'm sure nobody else was
yeah,
doing. I was such a movie nerd as a kid. I guess I loved
yeah,
movie, and I used to read Siskel's or Ebert's. I used to read his online reviews. Oh, I mean, I
yeah.
could. Friday to read his new reviews.
Yeah.
Well, I was really into that because there wasn't anything else really at that time. And then when YouTube and podcast, well, first when podcasts come out, movie reviews critics just bam, there's a bunch of them that started podcasts, and I used to love listening to those. And then now YouTube, there's a million reviewers on YouTube. So
Yeah.
I used to think as a kid, I was like, man, that's what I thought as a kid. I was like, I want to be a movie reviewer. I want to get paid to watch movies and write about them. I thought that that'd be the dream job of. But
Yeah.
now it's like, everybody does it, so it's not really a job anymore. It's like,
Right.
oh, yeah, it's not unique anymore. Like it used to be very.
Yeah. Like you can still support yourself doing it, but the market's more is saturated, the word, I think so, and like it's less and it's also like more decentralized. Like you used to have to work for a paper, like Roger
Yeah,
worked for the Chicago
yeah,
Sun-Times, and now it's like you can essentially like you're your own boss with this stuff. It's just but then it's a matter of if you don't have that platform, you have to make it for yourself, and that's a really hard thing to sort of do, to trailblaze on in that way. But yeah, I mean, like I'm continue to be impressed by. I mean, like Mike's up to like what, like 10,000, like over 10,000 subscribers or something like that now. Like so many people in our community have like really exploded like their channels. Sin is like her channel's huge. She's getting like screeners and um, interviewing people, all this stuff. So yeah. I
oh
was
yeah.
actually I did have a little milestone this year. I got my first ever screener for the
Oh,
channel. Um,
cool.
yeah, this little indie filmmaker who had made like a little western sent me a copy of his film, and I actually ended up enjoying it. Like I was kind of like I had criticisms of it, like for like certain kind of early filmmaker choices that were made, but like overall, like I thought it was a pretty novel, like pretty good attempt at like trying to do like a traditional western, which you don't see a lot now.
Right. Okay. How many subscribers are you up to now?
Like 250 or something. Again, some of it is just that I like, again, I need to be more attentive to the channel. Like there's just I need to find a way to like build it into my schedule easier, because I've
Right.
just been it's so easy to like not post anything for a while, or even just like get lost or like lose track of new releases, and not get around to things. Just I'm a lot busier now with work and with like social life and all that. So I think I need to find a way to kind of make it a bigger part of my life again. But I still really love the channel, and I intend to continue doing stuff on it and
Okay.
continuing to grow. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's like it's a movie criticism would be like a dream job, except that I just don't think I can make any money in it. But I like doing it as a hobby, and I'm glad I have a platform I can do as a hobby. So
yeah,
kind of cool. I
I'm
couldn't
right
do
there
that.
with you. Yeah, it's a great hobby. Like I don't even like necessarily intend for like, I mean, it would be great like the more I work on it, if my channel does grow in that way where I'm able to monetize it at some point, then I would consider like, oh, is this a viable thing? But
Yeah.
until that point, I'm just really happy with this as a hobby.
Yeah. Me too. And I mean, when I was a kid in the '90s, I would have loved to do this. Uh,
Right.
you know, I would have no
That's the
idea.
thing, is like it wasn't even available as a hobby for a long time because there
Right.
wasn't this platform where like regular people could
Yeah.
engage with
Regular
it.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. I got to do this and kind
Yeah.
of live part of my dream, I guess. Don't get paid for
Exactly.
it. Get to do it, so it's cool.
That's always the catch.
I didn't mean to ignore Leon, but he's put a bunch of stuff here,
Oh yeah, yeah.
some clues here for you. It's not direct. It's not Joker 2. He wasn't talking about Joker 2.
Okay.
This movie, it's directed by the man behind at least 5 all-time classics, and it's considered one of the greats.
You're gonna have to be more specific, buddy.
Uh,
I don't
he's
know.
not being specific at all. It says, when I say you loved it, you hated it. So it's a movie you hate. That's a classic, maybe. I don't know.
That's a good
It's
question.
made by a crazy person. Okay, that's the last clue I got on that.
All right
Leon's just full of clues and
then. He loves to create these like trails like for you to guess like what he is talking about.
Yeah.
Like this happens in like if we're about to watch something, he'll often pitch something like this, be like, "It's a movie that you love that I haven't seen," or whatever it is. So
He does do that. Yeah. Uh, all right. Question 8. What's something about you that might surprise people?
oh, good question. Um, what would I'm trying to think what people's assumptions of me would be, or just yeah, something random that would surprise people. I don't know. That's a really good question. Um, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I live in like a city now and I like talk about movies and stuff. But like, I think it might surprise people that I grew up hunting and stuff like that. Like that I have this
That
kind of mix of like,
a little bit. I didn't realize. Yeah, the hunting part.
yeah, no, I mean, like it was just kind of something I'm still like quite supportive of. Like I have some friends that are in like in is it Ducks Unlimited and stuff like that. Like the like like I Colorado's like an interesting place because like you know like I think that we have an interesting mix of like conservationists and like hunters and stuff like that. And so and I think those two things are actually like sometimes they get thought of like politically as like diametrically opposed to each other, but I actually think they really kind of work well together. Um, like people who you know like hunt, they care about like the population. They care about this as like a resource that their kids can use and all that. So there's interest in like environmental protection there, but also wanting to use that as a resource to for sport, for food, all that good stuff. So yeah, maybe that I don't know if that would surprise people because I don't know if people know that about me, but yeah,
I didn't know that until you said it. So,
yeah.
gosh, Leon's. You gave it 1 star. It's still nothing.
There's a lot of movies I give 1 star, Leon.
It polarizes people. You've seen it once in a
Oh,
second.
it's Megalopolis. It's Megalopolis. That's what it is. Yeah. I hated Megalopolis.
Well, it's Francis Ford Coppola, right? So,
Yeah, and that would explain the all-time classics bit. Yeah, because
uh,
I am a big Coppola fan. I actually just watched his Dracula movie for the first time earlier this year, which I loved so much. Like I think it's one of the best adaptations I've ever seen of that. But yeah, so he is a great filmmaker, but man, was Megalopolis misguided. Have you seen it yet, Jason?
no, it looks so terrible, and I saw it a lot of top 10 worst movies of the year that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah,
It looked really, really bad from all the reviews I saw. Like it didn't make any
yeah.
sense. It was just left field.
It's a case of like because he had this like grand vision that he had been writing about for several decades, and like he finally got to make it on a budget, and he didn't have anybody like advising him like, hey, maybe this isn't such a good idea, like, hey, maybe don't do this. And the result is what is Megalopolis, and it should have stayed in his head, I think. But
Yeah, I'm sure if I saw it, it'd probably be like the worst movie of the year. That's what it looked like to me. Like I thought,
yeah,
man, like worst movie
yeah,
of the
yeah,
year. So, so I'm not gonna torture myself with that one. Like I don't mind a bad movie if I kind of can laugh at it afterwards. But Metalops felt like a bad movie that you just really hated the experience and seeing it and just have no
right,
enjoyment afterwards. Like there's
yeah,
no like that's what it looked like to me. Like I was
yeah.
like,
And I did see it in the theater. I was like, and everybody who I was there with, there was this like okay, there were because there was a little bit of talk of like people had heard from festivals of like that it was bad, but
uh,
people largely when I went to see it, they still sat down and they were like, I am here to watch a film by Francis Ford
yeah,
Coppola, the Hollywood director. And then
dude,
like within an hour, everyone was laughing, like everyone was like dying laughing. It was an interesting experience, like to just kind of see the audience like totally give up on film, collectively in that way.
uh, Coppola. It's so weird because I don't know. Could I name 5 movies off my? I mean, he doesn't make that many movies. Uh, he rarely ever makes a movie, and so when he does, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah. I mean, he's been in like you could argue because like there's this whole thing with directors of like they have their early style or mid style, like the style that they're known for, like in Hollywood, and then they have like the late style, like where they
Yeah,
start going crazy and doing stuff. And I feel like you could argue he's been doing that since the '90s. Like I actually would kind of put Dracula in that because it's so like ambitious with like the production design. It's so like a maximalist film that I don't even like. I think if Godfather Francis Ford Coppola saw it, he'd be like, okay, like you could make this a bit more subtle, kind of thing. But it was so well done, I thought. And it's like, and the story was still so simple. It was still just like the Dracula story, just done with that sort of heightened production design. Whereas Megalopolis, a story is a generous term to describe that movie. Like if there's any plot to that movie, it is that basically the drama of the movie is that Adam Driver's character is the smartest man, the most handsome, most generous man that's ever lived. Everybody loves him, and we really need to give him all of the resources in the world for him to be able to build the greatest thing that's ever existed. And that's kind of the drama of Megalopolis.
Yeah. I thought this was kind of funny. It might have killed the career.
Yeah. But I mean, he's like 85. Like, I think his career's fine. Like, he'll be known for going out in this way. But
I mean, he'll be known for Godfather, so
yeah, he'll be known for Godfather, like The Conversation, Apocalypse Now. He's made all these great movies. But yeah,
yeah, he'll be known for that probably. But it bombed though. It bombed bad. Like
it bombed hard. I was never gonna make money. Like that was never. I don't think he cared that it bombed.
So that's the part where studio might be like, I don't know if we can trust this guy. We just lost a lot of
Yeah,
money.
yeah. Well, he's been making, from what I understand, he's been making like weird kind of arty movies for a while. Like he hadn't done one in like 10 years, but I think like in the early 2010s, I can't remember the name of it, but he did like some very confusing kind of art movie. It was just a
Yeah,
much lower budget. That's the difference. It didn't get the same kind of attention.
right.
Yeah,
I remember him doing something, but I don't remember what that movie was.
yeah,
It kind of left and went, and nobody
yeah,
talked. I don't know if
yeah.
anybody talked about that movie since maybe Apocalypse Now. I don't know what he's made since that anybody talks about it. But
Yeah. I mean, I just had an interesting career. Like he did like early 80s he did like The Outsiders. Did you ever see the adaptation of like the, because I had to read that book in school. So we all like watched the movie as well.
okay, I haven't seen The Outsiders now.
Yeah, it's pretty solid like adaptation of the book. It's a good gangster kind of, but it's more like a kids gangster thing. It's sort of like how like the culture of gangsters like impacts kids, I think. And the what else? Like he did a movie called One from the Heart that I think is like this big budget musical that
Oh,
also completely flopped and failed, and it's kind of known as like, it's almost like a precursor to Megalopolis. The difference is I think there's kind of more of like a revision on that one, where I think a lot of people are like, no, that was actually a pretty good movie. He just kind of went over the top. But
Adam Driver plays Fran.
yeah, that's the thing, is like he's literally, it's like the most egotistical thing I've ever seen. It's like the Adam Driver character is literally like a representation of Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I talk on Megalopolis I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I didn't mean to go too hard on that since you haven't seen it, but
All right. Number 9, I believe we're on.
yeah.
Do you have any major pet peeves?
Ooh, yeah, probably.
Probably.
Drivers cutting me off. It's I
Yeah.
live
Oh yeah.
I live like on the like suburbs, like outskirts of a big city, and so whenever I go into town, there's this one stretch, especially like just south of Denver, that's like, just for some reason, this one stretch of interstate just tends to host the worst drivers I've ever seen in my life, and like everybody just loves like literally like cutting like just a couple feet in front of your car, like to pass you, and I'm like, can you give me a little space? Can you go a little further up? Something like that. Um, yeah. So I mean, I'm not to say I'm like the best driver in the world. I think I'm pretty okay, but like I'm sure I make mistakes. But like, come on, can you yeah, so that bugs me. Trying to think of, I mean, general like arrogance, I would say, is like a trait that I like, is like a big turn off for me in a person. Like if I can tell, like if right away that all they're doing is like, you know, like bragging about themselves, or um, you know, trying to sell themselves too much, that's a red flag. Um, That's a good question though. I actually was like at a bar recently and somebody asked me about pet peeves and I was kind of drawing a blank as well. But it's a good question. What do you what do you have like a major pet peeve?
I mean, there's probably a lot. I'm a very organized person, so I love things to be in a certain spot all the time, and I don't
Yeah.
like it. I hate it when I'm around people that don't put stuff in a certain spot and they lose it all the time.
Oh, sure.
I say that from experience. I've known people like that in my
Yeah.
family that
I sort of had that growing up as well. My mom was kind of like that, and I forget if this is a reference to something, but the what we would always call it if she misplaced something that was always in like a certain spot is we said she'd white tornado it, and I forget if I don't remember like if that's a reference to something or whatever, but yeah, like she it was constant like how like it was amazing how much you'd be able to lose the most basic things.
I mean, I don't lose stuff really ever. I mean, maybe every once in a while, but I don't lose my keys. I don't lose my phone. But I have family member, I won't say right now, but that will always be like always losing their keys, always losing their phone. I'm like, we'll put it in the spot where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
It know where it's at every time. I don't know. It drives me crazy. This thing drives me crazy. In this kind of movie related, I guess, in some senses that I'm very like I when I get a DVD or Blu-ray, I put it in the thing and I put the Blu-ray case next um to the DVD player, whatever Blu-ray player, and I watch it. And after I watch it, I eject it, put it back in my case,
Yep.
put it back, and I in my I'm at my parents' house, but when I have my own house, I have all my movies alphabetically like in order, so I know exactly where to put it back when I'm done watching it. I done watching it. All right,
Yeah.
it back into its spot that it's always in that I can find it
I'm like
easily.
that too. Like mine's all alphabetically. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do the same thing with my vinyls and my CDs. I got it where I know exactly how to find it, and I find it anytime I need it.
Mm.
Um, my wife would uh, she'd watch it and she would just keep it in the DVD player. So then when I would go watch a movie, I have to eject her thing. I have to go find her case, and the case won't be anywhere near where it's supposed to be. I have to go
Oh,
find
okay. Yeah.
to put the DVD thing in because there's a reason why there's cases so it doesn't get scratched and ruined. You get the case, and sometimes she'll take the disc out and just leave it, on the table or whatever in no case, just leave it. And I'm just like,
Yeah. No,
and
I
if I,
kind of yeah, I've done that sometimes where and like occasionally I'll be bad about this too where like I'll watch a movie and because we have an Xbox, that's what we normally use as like the Blu-ray player.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so like I'll get annoyed with myself because sometimes I'll go to play video games and then I'll remember that it's actually the DVD that's in there. I'm like, oh, I have to go like place that and all that. So I'm guilty of it too. But yes, it also like I also am like an organized person. I'm like I want to,
okay,
have everything together and like generally speaking, when it's done, you put it back, all that.
yes. And when you're living with somebody I used to live with, and you just see open cases, DVDs in different spots, and you're like, like, but I don't do anything because I'm like, well, if I move it or mess with it, she'll get mad at me because she'll tell me it's organized chaos or something like that. Like, I know
Oh
it looks
sure,
like, but I know where it's at, or I don't know. So if
yeah,
I move, she'll get mad because it's like I'm like, no, you put it in the case and you put it in the spot where it's supposed to go, and you'll.
yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of like sort of disorganized things that have kind of gotten to me recently is so we got a dog about earlier this year and she's a Great Dane, she's lovely, but she
big
likes to
one.
play a lot. And when so and my wife's a dog trainer, so she knows a lot about like what kind of motivates animals and things like that. And like one thing she's really big into is the concept of enrichment. Like so I mean generally it's just like dogs having toys, but like especially like activities where they can like take something apart. So sometimes she'll make like if we have like a shoebox sitting around and some like paper in it or something, she'll like put some treats around the tissue paper, and then
Yeah.
and then our dog will like dig it out and like get the treats, and that's nice. But then it makes a mess everywhere, and I'm always like, there's a mess all over the floor, and she's like, but it's enrichment. Like, yes, it's enrichment all over our floor. Like, so
Yeah. Yeah. That's married life, I guess.
yeah,
I had to just tell myself, it's like, all right, this is, I can't change my wife. This is the way she is. I just have to
yeah.
accept it. That's how I got through it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
I mean, like she, like, it's funny. I like understand where she's coming from. Like, it's like yes, like that is a good thing for dogs. Like, that she does that at work. Maybe not in our apartment, like all the time, but so it's, I always try to understand where she's coming from. And I'll push back like when, like we can always I feel like she and I are really good. Like we can disagree with each other, and like, you know, have those kind of conversations without it getting like too testy or anything like that. But like, yeah.
yeah. All right. All right. Number 10. What was your first job?
Oh, this one I do know because I've had to think about the last few. Um, well, it's actually technically when I was a little kid, I was in musical theater, and I actually worked for like there was a when I was in youth ensembles, we did get paid actually. It was like $5 a show or something like that. So I was in a bunch of musicals, but I don't really think of that as a job because it was just like a hobby that I did. That I happened to get paid for a little bit at the time. It's way less than
Right.
minimum wage, I think. But my first real job was I worked at one of those like go karts, mini golf, like laser tag kind of arcade places.
Yeah.
And it was called Fort Fun. And I kind of did everything except the only thing is like I wanted to work in the kitchen like a little bit. I wanted to do I felt like that would be a fun thing to learn is to like help cook food and stuff. And they didn't like ever let me do that. They would always put me on go karts, and I was really nervous to do go karts because there's all this liability stuff where um, like for example, girls with long hair have to put their hair like in a rubber band, or else like if it goes because if the hair goes too far back and it gets caught in the engine, there's actually like a risk of them being scalped and stuff like that. And so it's like a 16-year-old kid working on like dealing with having that over your head. That was kind of stressful. But and so the things I liked to do the most was like, I don't know, like I would work laser tag. That was fun. Bumper boats, that kind of stuff.
What? That's cool. I never heard anybody
Yeah,
talk about it before.
yeah.
Uh,
No, it was a
that
fun
sounds
first job. It was a
like,
nice like summer thing. Yeah.
okay, cool. All right. Number 11. This is a hard one because I don't know if people understand this question. Um, because the question is, what's your biggest fear? And
Oh, okay.
what is your biggest fear? I I'm not talking about like existential crisis or something.
Okay.
It it's I'm afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of the dark.
Sure.
I
Sure.
guess that's what for because some people are like, I'm afraid of it's something very philosophical. I'm like, well, okay, but
Yeah.
what scares you? Like, like
Yeah. That's a more fun way to go about it because otherwise, yeah, I would have said like death or like fear itself or something like that. Like.
right,
So yeah, that's a good one.
fear of not succeeding. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
okay. I'm more interested in like what really.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Well, I guess when I was a kid, I really was scared of the ocean.
Really.
And yeah, I was like really like just the idea of like being in especially like being like at the surface in open ocean, looking down and just not knowing what's there. Like that always kind of got to me. But the funny thing is now, like I scuba dive, and I've kind of
Oh,
gotten over that. Like I'll even do like wall dives where essentially you're like 50 feet down, and then you're kind of on the edge of like a coral reef wall, and then it drops off like 100 feet and all you have is blue around you and stuff like that. And so like I've kind of gotten over that a little bit. So I don't know, like things I'm scared of now in terms of like little things. That's a great question. Cause I mean I do have a thing about spiders, and just like kind of bugs in general. And sometimes it's actually less so spiders. It's even like earwigs. Earwigs are so like gross and creepy to me. like certain just bugs that get into your house, like just yeah, they just kind of give me this like off-putting,
Yeah,
like skin crawling feeling, you know?
I'm the same way. I hate
Yeah,
things that crawl. I just hate them.
yeah. And it's tough to
Uh,
think of because like some of the common ones don't apply to me. Like I'm not scared of heights at all. Like I rock climb and stuff like that. So kind of like there's things like that I've kind of gotten over. But yeah,
I think I want to say Ryan from Not Your Normal Geek. I think he said, yeah, the ocean or something like that was his water or something like that. Being out in the water, ocean, whatever.
yeah,
I think that was his fear too, if I remember right. I might be wrong, but I kind of get
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
like it's gonna like if you were to get more existential about it, it kind of comes down to every fear is like rooted in the fear of the unknown, kind of, and it's like you look around you and you just can't see
yeah,
anything. So, yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't like. Yeah, we're talking about movies. Yeah, I don't like movies. Yeah, where people are down in the ocean or. I mean, in a sense that it's if I think about it too hard, I think how scary it's being like stranded, like in the ocean or under the ocean, you
yeah,
know, and there's well, I mean, there's drowning and then there's sharks eating you and all that. Anyways, but
yeah.
I feel the same way about space. Like space to me is kind of scary. If you watch
Oh
the movie,
yeah,
you watch the movie Gravity, it's very scary.
yeah. I mean, even like taking out the like you know aliens or asteroids and all that stuff. It's like the just the concept of like floating into space alone like forever like is so yeah horrifying. Yeah, yeah,
Because they're like, there's nobody to save you. There's nowhere to go.
yeah,
There's no, you're just done for. It's
yeah.
like,
Even in have you seen The Martian? With
yes,
yeah. So that's one where like the scene a bit at the end where they're like getting him back, and there's that whole like he's like detached from the tether. Basically, he's flying around in space like Iron Man.
yeah.
Like that is like actually like a really scary thought for sure.
I don't like the idea of having time to think about how you're gonna die before you die. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I,
No, that's a good way to phrase it. Yeah.
I'd rather just die real quickly and not have to think about any idea of falling or anything. I think, how scary is that? Because you're gonna die at the. Oh, like plane crashes. Plane crashes scare me because I always and I've flown on planes, a fair amount, and I'm not fear. I don't have a fear of flying or anything, uh, but the idea comes to you like, what if this plane starts going down? That's the scariest thought in the world because you have time to think about. Oh, I'm gonna die. Like that's terrible.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I think
Uh,
that yeah, that like actually like I feel like I've talked about this in like therapy before where like sometimes like if you have like anxiety or something, what you're actually scared of is not necessarily even the thing you're anxious about, it's the anxiety itself. And you're worried about like how you
yeah,
react when that comes on. I think that's a good example of it is yeah, like a plane crash. What you're afraid of the moment where you're gonna die, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so. All right. Number 12. What would be a perfect day for you? If you can do
Oh,
anything, you had a day to do anything you wanted to do during that day, what would you do?
great question. Well, I would I don't know. I maybe do like a hike in the morning. I love hiking. Somewhere with a nice view. Maybe not too early. Something like nice weather. Maybe get to the top, kind of like 10, 11, something like that. And um, and then oftentimes a perfect day for me is going to the movies. Even if the movie's not great, it's just a nice escape for a while. And would like to be with somebody I can chat about the movie with after, either my wife or like a friend or something like that. Um, and then yeah, and then maybe go get a nice dinner somewhere. Like it's funny. I'm kind of describing like what I did, what my wife and I did for our anniversary. I took off work and yeah, I went
Yeah.
and saw a movie, and then had a really nice dinner at this like Japanese restaurant. I'm a big sushi guy in general, and like that's I don't. This is one thing I don't cook like sushi. Like I don't. I think I've made sushi once, and it didn't turn out the best. It was like fine, but yeah, like going to to me like the best food can be is like very simple like raw fish ingredients with like some just some nice seasoned rice and all that. So yeah, like a nice, yeah. So hiking, movie, and a sushi dinner. That's my perfect day.
All right, cool. I like that. Uh, all right, now talking a little bit more about your YouTube channel. I have a couple
Yeah,
questions.
cool. Yeah.
That as we talked about. Of course, first question has to be, what got you started on the channel?
Yeah. I think that I'm trying to think of like what was the big like made me want to actually make the channel because I had said that there's a lot of like people in like the film criticism space that have like influenced me, like so like I mentioned Siskel and Ebert, Chris Duckman, and then actually I would say probably the one that did make me like really want to make my channel was Deep Focus Lens, just because what she does is so simple. Like she doesn't do even a ton of editing. Like she basically just places the camera in front of her. I mean, she'll do some edits like to for time's sake, but then she'll just like talk about the movie with maybe like a couple of graphics. And but what really impressed me about her was like how thoughtful she was about it, and kind of how and then the detail too that she was just trying to explain her kind of gut reaction to something in a way, and that was inspiring for me because I like I had sort of thought for a while, like, oh, well, who am I to like, approach film from this like analytical perspective of like, oh, I know that, like, I know
Right.
everything about this or whatever. That kind of like lowered the threshold for me of like thinking like, okay, if this is fundamentally just about talking about how this piece of art makes you feel, like how you react to it, that's something anybody can do. And so I was like, well, why don't I do it? So yeah, and I started looking at like what was in theaters, and I saw the new Wes Anderson was out, and I liked Wes Anderson, and so yeah, I went and reviewed the French Dispatch. Not my favorite movie of his, but I enjoy it. But uh, yeah, so yeah, just talked about that, and picked a channel name. Again, wanted to just pick something kind of distinct that people
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
would recognize and wasn't taken. And yeah, that's kind of what I did for the first like year plus of the channel, was just the reviews, and then really, and again, like when Mike approached me about doing the stream, that was like a new step for the channel, I think. Like that, I guess that's kind of your next question, is like how it evolved, but I can answer that later. Yeah, but
I was
that's really kind of the origin of it, is that's what made me want to start
yeah, I was trying to think, oh, how am I going to tie this into the next question?
it.
Because you're kind of talking about, because the question is, what was your vision for the channel when you started, and how has that
Yeah.
changed?
Yeah, so the vision why I started was just to sort of like honestly convey like what I felt about a movie, just sort of you know and to I did want to like get better over time of like um kind of the technical side of it, like kind of understanding what, because I don't think there's necessarily like an objective way to 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 critique a film, in the sense of like there's not like universally good cinematography. There's not universally good acting. It is fundamentally about what appeals to you, I think. But that being said, knowing what appeals to you, you can kind of like critique the technical stuff on that level of like, I didn't like this about it because of this technical aspect of the direction, this this like trope in film that bugs me, or something like that. So yeah, that was what I wanted to like grow off of. And then yeah, the way it's changed over time is I it, it's become much more of a community to me. Like like I've met so many great people through the channel, and I really liked the idea of live streaming, and to some extent podcasting. I've done a few like pre-recorded things. Actually, I did one with a friend of mine before Mike ever reached out. I think it was we did like an episode on Indiana Jones and an episode on James Bond, it was, and I think it was just the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, because those were kind of the things that like she and I grew up watching together. But we just kind of chatted about that stuff, and so that kind of opened my mind to it, and then the live streaming kind of made me realize that there was this whole other thing that I had not really considered doing, and now going live is very natural to me. So um, yeah, I could see myself doing more like pre-recorded podcast stuff in the future, just because I really love podcasting as a format. I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, but um, yeah. So yeah, trying to get some more ideas for how things could grow over time, but that's part of it. Yeah.
Cool. Um, there's a question I accidentally skipped. I just realized,
Oh, no
but
worries.
it kind of will fall into this line of questioning, I guess. Um, and the question is, was there a movie? Do you remember a moment where you saw a movie and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a big movie watcher. This is gonna be a big part of my life. Is
Uh,
I don't know how to say it. Like a big part of your life, like, okay, I'm gonna be a cinephile, I guess, and I'm gonna be watching a lot of movies, and I'm gonna be discussing movies with people, and
sure,
like that's gonna be a big part of your life, I guess. In other
sure.
words,
That's a great question. I think there's not really one that like sticks out as like this is the movie that made me want to be a cinephile or like like talk about movies constantly with people. It just sort of came naturally over time. I think my parents always showed me uh movies that they liked, and I remember when I was a kid I would have this thing of like so often they would recommend something and I was like that sounds terrible, and then we'd watch it and I would like it kind of thing, like like that was really common growing up. But the thing that they never really I suppose the thing that made me really want to like trailblaze on my own and sort of like go my own direction with movies is they never really showed me a lot of horror growing up. We would do thrillers sometimes, and I would like that. But like, I would get little tastes of things growing up that made me realize over time that horror was really appealing to me. So, for
yeah,
example, I had this really vivid memory of when I was 11 years old. I was I'd been playing football, and I had just broken my arm playing football. So I had had a cast and everything. I remember we sat down one night to watch Jaws, and the moment where he's diving and the head comes out of the boat
yeah,
was such a jump scare that
yeah,
I remember actually like reacting. And as soon as I reacted, because I had a broken arm, a bit of pain just like shot up my arm. And I remember thinking like that idea that like a film could have that like visceral impact on you to the point where you would like actually hurt yourself was so like
yeah,
wild to me. Not
yeah,
that I've been pursuing that set, like movies that will hurt you has not exactly been my what I'm looking for ever since. But that there was something like to the thriller and the jump scare that kind of appealed to me there. And like the I don't know, another good example is like I remember seeing Get Out in the theater, and like that was that was kind of a gateway to horror for me a little bit, because I think it kind of walks that line between horror and thriller a little bit. And then yeah,
yeah.
over time it's just become my favorite genre. Like I really just started in college where I started watching more horror movies. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a hard question. I don't know. I always ask that. Just curious about people's because you have a movie channel. You love movies. You love talking about movies. So it must have started somewhere. I'm always
Yeah.
interested.
Well, and some
But
people like Mike, for example, has a very easy answer for this. Like he had like Back to the Future, and like he has the
yeah,
tattoo. It's such a important thing for him. It's like I'm not
sure.
sure I have that easy of an answer for me, but I have. There's like a few examples here and there throughout the years that I can remember as like formative. Jaws I think was a big one for sure. Do you have one that was like for you like a you know like one that really made you want to get more into movies?
Well, the movie that I always say, I always talk about, because it to me it was a movie that kind of I don't know if I don't want to sound too grand by saying like it changed my life, but it's Aladdin. When I was
Yeah.
like 9, 10 years old, I went to the movie theater and saw Aladdin, and I loved it so much. It was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life, and I saw it twice in the theater. I begged my parents to go take me again, and they took me again. I saw it a second time, and I loved it the second time. And yeah, I just remember just being like, after that, I was like, man, I just want to keep going to the movie theater, like, and seeing more movies. Of course, I was just a kid, so I'm just watching kid movies. So, so it's not like I'm watching, yeah, Godfather or something, but I'm watching,
Oh
uh,
sure. Yeah.
I'm watching Aladdin, which might seem like, yeah, like really Aladdin, but yeah, Aladdin was the
No,
one
no,
that,
no. I mean, I think like it's very, very like natural to pick like I think the first movie I saw in theaters was probably Finding Nemo.
mhm,
At least the first movie I remember seeing in theaters anyway. So
yeah,
there's things like that are very formative where it's like you remember pretty much where you were when you saw it. Yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I remember just, uh, just I still have so much nostalgia for Aladdin. Uh, yeah, it was just such a, I don't know, like, because I watched movies as a kid. I watched old Disney movies as a kid, and I was a big fan of Disney animation. But Aladdin is just a game changer for me, and that's
Yeah.
because I was at the right age when I went and saw it, and I was just like, and like I saw Little Mermaid, I saw Beauty and the Beast. They're fine, but it was Aladdin that was like, okay, this is.
This is
I
the
mean,
one. Yeah.
I mean, the genie is the greatest character I've ever, I think. And I was laughing, just nonstop laughing every time the genie talked. I was just like, couldn't stop laughing. And I don't, and I was thinking, I'm like 10 years old. I don't know who Jack Nicholson is. So when he does a Jack Nicholson impression, I don't know why I laughed, but I laughed because it was just something about it. It's funny. So I didn't get all the movie references that he was
He was
doing,
dropping. Yeah. Yeah.
but just, I don't know. I love that character so much, and it was just so funny. And but not just that, but I loved Aladdin, the character, the underdog character. I thought was great, whatever. And animation was really good. Like I thought,
Oh yeah.
the flying carpet scenes I thought were really good, and the
I
music.
always
I
think of
mean,
that opening too, where they're in the desert at night and like the tiger god or whatever it is, like comes out of the sand. Like there's so many great images in it. Yeah.
oh yeah, that scared me. I was like,
Me too.
yeah, well, yeah, yeah. When he's on the carpet and the place is like is collapsing, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he's dodging things, and that was, I mean, I've never seen anything like that at that age. I was like,
Yeah.
this is incredible. Uh, you know, and the music was amazing. I always loved musicals, and I thought the
For
movie
sure.
was. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh,
No, that's a good answer. Yeah.
yeah. So I always go to Aladdin. Was like the one. Like again, I'm not saying Aladdin made me want to be a film critic necessarily. Just made me want to watch movies a lot. Like I was like,
Exactly. Yeah.
the thing. This is the thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going to movie theaters. I'm going to be watching movies.
Yeah.
That's my life now. I guess
Yeah.
it's to some extent. Anyways, but yeah. All right, that's good. Let's see. All right, do you have a favorite episode or a series that you've done on your channel that you can think of? Like this was
Ooh.
like that was a lot of fun making that that.
Yeah. I think my favorite. I'll go with a series, and I'm it's still ongoing. I think because there's lots more I want to do, but I really like doing director rankings. Like I've done a
Do
few.
what?
I think director rankings. Like
Oh, I love
so
director. Yeah.
yeah. Like I think the first one I did was Tarantino. I've done Nolan. I did
Okay.
John Carpenter, which was fun. John Carpenter is fun because he's got like a lot more movies than like at least like the kind of mainstream ones like Nolan and Tarantino, right? But yeah, no, I'm like very proud of those videos. Like and it was just and they're just fun projects. Sometimes they get a little tedious. Like I remember when I was watching like I don't know what's like Village of the Damned, like some of like the lesser John Carpenter movies. Like you're like oh like I'm watching this for completionist's sake, and like so there's movies like that in a lot of directors' filmographies that they're probably not the most proud of, but it's just cool to see like the way that like what are the consistent themes that a director is interested in, what are their stylistic traits, what are their and like how
Yeah.
have they changed over time too, like how did they start out as a young filmmaker and kind of change as they got older. So that's something I'm definitely like really excited to continue doing. I
Yeah.
don't
Definitely.
know who the next one will be necessarily. I was thinking of doing Paul Thomas Anderson since his new movie just came out, and I have almost finished his filmography. I still need to see Magnolia, but so yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
I would love that. I love director rankings. I've been doing that on my channel too. It's kind of fun
Yeah,
to.
like I watched the Stanley Kubrick one was fun. I still
Well,
there's a few of his movies I still need to see, but
well,
yeah.
he doesn't have a very long one, so that was a pretty easy one, like 13 movies.
He's an easy one to do. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Although some of
Spielberg,
his like Spartacus is like intimidating to sit down and like watch that
yeah,
for what is it like
yeah,
3 hours and 20 minutes or something? Yeah.
yeah. Um, Spielberg was fun because he has a pretty big discography or filmography, sorry. Um, and to try to track down all these movies that yeah I've heard of but never seen from most of his earlier stuff I haven't seen. Uh, like Empire of the Sun or whatever, and 41, and
Yeah, and
uh,
like the what was that first one? Like the Sugarland Express, I think is his
yeah,
first movie. Yeah,
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 yeah. A lot of those I've never seen. I've seen a lot of Spielberg. I did that because I love he's my favorite director, so I'm like I've seen a lot of his movies, so I already have I already can check off a lot of his movies already. So yeah, I
yeah,
was finding other movies I didn't know about, and yeah, that was a lot of fun because that was quite a bit. That was the bigger one that I've
yeah,
done. I've been trying to do more smaller ones like Mel Brooks. I did, which he doesn't have that many movies that he's directed, so those are kind of easy to find or get to. But
yeah. And I, I
uh,
I feel like I'm gonna try to keep it to directors who like they're who are either very late in their career or their career is kind of, or I don't know, because I did do Nolan and like he's still got a lot to go, but
yeah,
like
he
I
doesn't.
don't want to do someone like Robert Eggers or like Ari Aster who like they've got 3 movies and like they're
Yeah,
still you know
yeah,
like relatively new kind of thing. But yeah, no, like if they're like developed enough in their career or if they're like dead or retired something like that, like those are who I'm interested in. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I've gotten through most of Robert Zemeckis movies. I'm trying to get through all of his.
Oh, Zemeckis would be a good one. Yeah.
And I'm almost all over. Tim Burton. I'm almost done with all of his movies. Um,
Yeah.
I just need to watch Dumbo, I think, and I'll have all his movies.
Oh man.
Which I didn't realize he did Dumbo on.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. So
It's like one of those forgotten Disney live action movies that
yeah,
like it technically came out, but yeah.
very forgotten. Yeah. But yeah, so I'd love to do those hopefully in the future.
Yeah.
I need to do Nolan because I've watched all his movies, so I can do him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Because he
Nolan.
doesn't have many movies to do. So
I think
uh,
it's what 10, 11, something like that. It's pretty easy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, 10 or so. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. I think I watched you do the Carpenter one. The one I think I remember.
Yes. Yeah, it
Except
was a couple years ago at this point.
I don't know Carpenter movies, so I had a hard time when I was listening to you. I was like, I don't know this movie, or
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, especially like the some of the lesser like later career ones like they're just not well. I mean cuz like he everybody knows him for like the classics like Halloween, The Thing,
the thing. Yeah.
uh Big Trouble in Little China like but then like you get to his especially his 90s and 2000s stuff like yeah, like Ghosts of Mars or like, like stuff that he made much later in his career with like no Hollywood support. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of remember watching that and being like, I don't have anything to say. I don't know anything about
Sure.
this.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate one of those directors I'm not familiar with really. But anyways,
Yeah.
um, but I do love director ranking. So
They're fun.
uh,
They're really fun to do.
yeah. All right. Question 16. What famous person would you like to have on your channel if you could interview somebody
Ooh.
or
Do they have to be alive?
yeah,
Okay, okay. Um, I would say maybe I'm trying to think of like actors or directors who've really
right. Yeah.
influenced me. Carpenter would be really fun. I feel like talking with Carpenter because he's got such like like I kind of like what we were talking about earlier, like how I really like following people that you never know what they're going to think about a movie. Like Carpenter, I love his movies so much, but whenever he talks about other people's movies, it's like a like 50-50 chance on whether I agree with him, I feel like, because he's a big fan of Howard Hawks. I'm also a big fan of Howard Hawks.
Okay.
He's big on like I don't know, like there's some Spielberg movies he's talked positively about, like Jaws. But weirdly he hates like Close Encounters. Like he hates like a bunch of, and he also hates Robert Altman, who I've gotten really into recently.
Okay.
Um, he thinks that Robert Altman is like super pretentious, and I watch his films and like how is this anyway? But
Okay.
so it's so he'd be fascinating because again I never know and like so even like with horror now like he'll praise directors and I'm a big fan of like I think he's praised like Robert Eggers before and but then recently he was asked about The Substance and he basically said that he hated every single thing about The Substance and I was kind of surprised to hear that just because The Substance is so like audacious and like as the special effects that I would have thought he would appreciate or whatever. So yeah, he would be probably number one on my list, even though he's very old now.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about John Carpenter. I didn't know he's
Yeah,
still that. I
De
was like, oh,
Palma would, yeah, Brian De Palma would be another one because he's another one that I think that I really just enjoy his anytime he's being interviewed. Like there's a great documentary on I forget if it's HBO or Hulu now, but it's called De Palma, and Noah Baumbach, the director of Marriage Story, directed it, and it's basically just straightforward like just cataloging Brian De Palma's career from his early like hippie movies all the way until like kind of the stuff he's done more recently. And I really enjoy hearing him talk about like the evolution of thrillers, like the basically like Hitchcock and onward, and kind of how filmmaker sensibilities like evolved. Like there's kind of this a much different understanding about like what you're allowed to do with the camera, like kind of the and especially like his very like conscious, like I would say his filmmaking devices are very like conscious, like you're always very aware that you're watching a movie when you watch his stuff. Like he'll do like split screens, like sometimes like yeah, it'll be like if you've seen Carrie, it'll be like there's a whole scene where it's tracking somebody and it looks like our stream right now, like there's one shot of like one person, one shot of other person, so stuff like that like I find really fascinating.
yeah, that's right. Close up of the bucket falling. Close up of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um. All right. This is just a fun question, but if you could have an actor play you in a biopic of Jackson's life, who would you want playing you in the movie?
Oh damn! I should have thought more
Like,
about this. I remember looking at the list and I was like, "What am I going to come up with for that?" And I forgot to.
think of somebody
Um,
kind of around your age that you think is a good actor. It's one of those things where it's like,
yeah, yeah. The tough thing is like a male actor around my age that I'm trying to think. The funny thing is the first thing that comes to mind is Timothy Chalamet, but I really wouldn't. I don't know if I'd want him playing me in a movie.
no, he's a good actor, but I don't know.
He's a good actor. I mean, no, I mean like it's nothing to do with his acting talent. We just look a little different.
Yeah.
I feel like like if I could make myself a little bit older, I feel like maybe Glenn Powell. That would be pretty
Oh,
cool. I
oh
love I
man,
love him,
love Glenn.
and yeah, I don't know, like uh, yeah, he's just really. Anytime I see him, like Hitman, for example, is just one of my favorite movies from that year,
That's
and
a good.
he's just so versatile in that, and he's also just really fun and big, kind of blockbustery stuff too, like Twisters. I really enjoyed him, so.
He's gonna be in the Running Man pretty soon.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. I'm a little worried about that movie because I like Edgar
Yeah,
Wright's last couple movies have been a little iffy for me, but and the
yeah.
idea of like them doing the Running Man without Arnold, just like how are you going to do that? So, but I'm intrigued.
No, the remakes without Arnold haven't been that great, but
No, no. Like I still haven't seen the because they remade both. I think they remade both RoboCop and Total Recall.
yes, they did. They weren't
Both
that
of which
good.
I've heard were not very good.
No, it's just missing that campiness of the old one. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Something about
He's a
Arnold.
very particular, like I wouldn't say he's the best actor in the world or anything, but he's so
No,
like he has such a great screen presence. He's always so likable.
yeah,
Um, yeah, like there's just no one like him. I don't think, as far as like wrestler turned actors, or I guess not even wrestler. Like he's like a bodybuilder, right? Like yeah,
yeah. He's a
I guess he's
bodybuilder.
sort of in that vein of you know. I kind of always lump him in with like the Dwayne Johnsons and that
Right.
kind of, even though he's not actually a wrestler, right? Like
No, he's just
yeah,
yeah. He's
yeah,
a body. Like you said,
yeah,
it's funny. I thought the same thing. I was thinking about that recently. Like, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, not a good actor, really. But I mean, but his movies aren't like you don't have to be a good actor for those kind of roles that he does. But he's fun to watch. There's something about him that is fun to
totally.
watch, and somehow those movies work. And I thought that I was like, yeah, these movies work with him. And yeah, you put a really good actor in those roles, it doesn't work. I don't know. It's just, uh, yeah, like Total Recall is what's his name? No, I'm not gonna remember the
Oh,
guy's name.
in the
Uh,
remake or in
the remake, yeah,
oh, I don't
it's
remember who played him
Colin
in the remake.
Farrell.
Oh, it is Colin Farrell. Okay, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And Colin Farrell better actor than Schwarzenegger,
Yeah,
but it's not as
it
fun.
just
I don't
doesn't
know.
work though. Yeah, yeah,
It's so fun to watch. I don't know.
yeah.
It's
No, I
one of
totally agree. Yeah,
the, so yeah, I don't know if the Running Man's going to work. That's I want to see it,
yeah. We'll
but
see. I know.
I,
I'm
I
not. I'm not super. I mean, again, if it's Glenn Powell, like I'll watch it, but you know,
I really like
not like super excited for it.
when I saw Hitman. You said Hitman, the Netflix movie, I think.
Yeah. And I got to see it in theaters actually because it was when I was in grad school in London and it had a very limited theatrical release there around they did some sort of 2 week like very limited thing and it disappoints me a little that like Linklater has become one of these filmmakers that's just sort of okay with that because I like it played really well with a crowd. There's so many twists and turns and like people were reacting to the movie and stuff and I was like I just wish more people could experience this in a theater and not at home on Netflix, you know? But
Well, I watched that movie on Netflix just out of just like okay, and I don't think I knew that much about Glenn Powell except he was in Top Gun Maverick. That's all I knew. It was like oh yeah, that pretty boy from Top Gun Maverick, and
right, yeah.
I watched Hitman. I was like, oh, this guy's a star. And I think I said that like on some stream or something like that. I said Glenn Powell is like the
Yeah.
next star in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Like he's got the thing that makes you want to keep
Yeah,
watching him and that movie star quality. Yeah.
if he's not considered, I don't know if he's considered a superstar now. Maybe he is now, but I said if he's not considered now, he will be pretty soon in the future. I think. I don't know because yeah, he was like he's good looking. The guy's crazy good looking. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy's Brad Pitt, handsome guy,
Yeah.
but he is good. I thought he was a good performance and he did different characters. So I was like, wow, he has this range of characters he did. He was very fun in the. I don't know. I just like
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's got this like he's a very human character also, and some of that's just the writing. I think it was a really well written character is like because he's able to be like you said, he pulls off this um like he's very attractive. He's got this like kind of charisma to him, but he's
yeah.
also like kind of stupid and like kind of pathetic, like sometimes you know. So yeah, it was really complicated. Like you kind of anyone can kind of see themselves in that character, even though it's a movie star, which
Yeah,
is a really difficult thing to pull off.
yeah. So I don't know. I think he's the next Brad Pitt or whatever you want to say,
Yeah,
George Clooney kind of
yeah,
actor.
I
Anyways,
agree.
yeah, so good choice there. All right.
Again, I'd have to be older though. I'd have to be like me in my mid 30s or something. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it'll work. I'm sure. Uh, let's see, number 18. What do you feel has been the proudest moment in your life?
Proudest moment in my life. I was thinking about the day I got married, and I don't know if that's proud necessarily. That's maybe the happiest I've been.
Right.
Um, but the proudest, maybe kind of felt it a couple times because like when I graduated from undergrad, that was cool because like the um, we had this like whole ceremony. My whole ceremony for graduation, it's weird because in Ireland they do it where you graduate by department, and so there was only like 100 or so people in the room with me at the time, but and then they do the whole ceremony in Latin. So I didn't understand anything that was going on except like that we were graduating and that they were like they gave us our diplomas and all that. But that was a fun that was a great like accomplishment. And then I remember when I submitted my master's thesis, that was also a big like weight off my shoulders. That was like
Yeah.
and I ended up doing really well in it. I did better on it than I thought I would have, which I was happy with. But so yeah, I'll say those moments of school in terms of like proudest, I suppose.
Yeah, it's hard. Every time I ask that question, I know like the easy answer is probably like the day my kid was born or the or whatever. If you had
Yeah.
not you, but maybe somebody had a kid, be like, oh,
Yeah, I don't have a kid. I'm
the day I
we
got.
kind of haven't decided if we want to do that because
Uh,
we know we don't want kids anytime soon, but like we keep going back and forth on like one day because like we're like aspects of it being a father really appeal to me. It's just like do I want that or do I not? It's hard to decide, right? But um,
but school is that's a good one because that's a
yeah,
compliment that yeah you should be proud of
yeah,
for sure. I mean,
yeah.
uh, number 19. What's number one on your bucket list? What's something you want to
Oh,
do yet in your life?
okay. Well, I am a big travel guy, and there's a lot of places that are on my bucket list. But
Too.
in fa- the funny enough, so the number one country on my bucket list is actually somewhere that I don't think I'll be able to go for a long time because of the political situation there. So I have some family like who came here from Iran in the 70s. They were
Really?
fleeing the revolution, and and I say he's like an uncle by marriage, so I don't look Persian basically, but it's like he married somebody in my family. Yeah, so and so I've learned a lot about Persian culture over the year. I think over the years I really like Iranian movies and stuff. I would love to go, like the landscapes, the history, all that. It's just like the regime is brutal and oppressive, and it's very dangerous to travel there as an American. So I don't see that happening for a long time. So
No, probably not.
yeah, but I'm trying to think. So other big ones, the probably the biggest one that like is definitely something I'd like to do soon is Japan. Um, like
Cool.
I know Mike did that recently. I loved looking at the pictures of
Yeah,
his
his.
trip. Yeah, yeah. And I lived in South Korea for about 6 months because like I was doing a study abroad over there, and so I kind of got to know like the cultures. I would say too, they're very similar from what I know, but I would love to experience like how it's different over there, and of course I love Japanese food, and the landscapes are just gorgeous. Like the like hiking Mount Fuji or something like that would be really cool. Um, yeah, Japan's probably on the top of my bucket list as far as places that are like actually feasible to go to, because Iran is not an easy. I do know people that have been like I know people that are like there's somebody in my film club who I think is her ex-husband is from Iran, and so she was able to go over there a couple of times. But I think it's even changed a lot in the past like 5 years. Like the regime has just gotten so much more like restrictive around travel, especially for Americans. So.
There, Mike says totally recommends Japan. So
Oh yeah, no, it seems like a lovely place, man. Yeah, I can't wait.
no, this is a cool place.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's
visit.
number one on your travel bucket list? Because I know you're a traveler as well. You've been like your Europe trips are cool, and then you're always doing fun stuff around your area and kind of the U.S. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm. I love Europe. That's my like thing.
yeah,
Is
Europe
Europe.
is great.
Yeah, I love Europe. So uh, I've just been to Germany and Austria and Czech Republic, and I've been to England.
Hmm.
I would love to go back to England again because I was only there for like 4 days, I think. So I'd love to take a bigger trip in England. Is definitely that's my next big goal right now is to save up money so I can go to England and I can see some of my friends there and
That'd be
see more.
awesome.
Yeah, me and Mike have been talking to this for years. Like we want to meet each other someday, and that's the thing I would love more than anything to go see Mike in England.
Yeah,
Um, that'd be great. Like Ireland would be great. I'd love to see Ireland. Haven't seen that before.
yeah. Ireland's a great country. Yeah, it's really nice to visit. Yeah,
Yeah, I still would love to go to like Rome, Italy, Paris, France. I mean, some of the big places that just say I've
yeah,
been there.
yeah. It's
Uh,
funny because I lived since I lived in Ireland for 4 years and like did my master's in the UK, like I was in close proximity to Europe, so I was able to travel a decent amount because they have those like Ryanair tickets where like you could fly to another country for like $20 basically. Like it's kind of amazing like how cheap it is to get around over there, like at least like relative to like those
yeah,
prices in the US. Like getting around the US not cheap, but the and I was able to like there's a couple trips I did to like kind of more obscure places in Europe. Like I've been to Estonia and I've been to
uh,
Romania,
yeah,
but I've never been to Paris. No, I've actually never been to France in general. I still need to go back and do that at some point. So yeah,
yeah. I'd love to go to Switzerland. That's another one I'd love to go see because I love the Alp Mountains. So I'd love to go see some more of the mountains there. Look really cool. My mom, because a lot of times my mom and I go on trips. She wants to go to see Croatia and uh, what is it? Croatia and something.
Slovenia next to it, or
Maybe something like that over there. I know it's
okay,
Croatia, Montenegro, or something like that. I think it's
Yeah,
Montenegro.
Montenegro. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
That's the trip that she's been talking about. So I don't know. Maybe that's a trip like me and my mom might go on.
That'd be great. Yeah, that
Uh,
sounds fun.
yeah, it looks real pretty. I watched videos on it, but yeah.
Shot so
Uh,
much of Game of Thrones there, and
oh yeah, 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 that'd be cool. But yeah, just yeah, I'd love to see some of the yeah. I love history, so I love seeing cities that have a lot of history in them,
yeah, me
and
too.
that's why Rome would be interesting. I think, and Paris would be interesting to see
Hmm.
some of the historical areas and stuff like that. Anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, awesome.
I still haven't in the United States. I haven't been to New York City. I haven't been to Las Vegas. Like I still love. I've
Yeah,
been I've been to Washington D.C., which was great. So I got to see that, but I feel like I still haven't seen some of the big places here in the United States. Uh,
yeah. I still have some big like ones to knock off in the U.S. as well. Like so I actually did a couple of them this summer because I had work trips. I had one work trip in Boston and one in the Bay Area in San Francisco, and I had never been to either and had a great time in both. Um, but I've so the other ones that are like really top of my list. I've never been to Chicago. Never been to New Orleans. Really want to go to New Orleans.
been there.
And then um, I feel like there's another one on my list that I haven't. I mean, Kansas City be cool because like I've heard good things about like especially like the barbecue scene and stuff like that there. But um, yeah,
Yeah, from the Wichita, Kansas.
my mom was born there actually. She was
Oh,
yeah
really?
she yeah
All
it
right.
was she didn't live there for long I don't think because they moved to Texas like not that long after. But yeah, have some distant roots in Kansas. My grandpa went to Wichita State for example, which I think you went to as well, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, that's where I
yeah,
went.
yeah,
Yeah, I was born in Wichita, and yeah, I went to college there, and yeah, not too far from where I live right now.
yeah.
Uh,
Awesome.
but I mean, I love Colorado. Colorado is so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Uh,
where have you been in Colorado?
uh, trying to think what's the name of the places I've been. I know I've been to Aspen, but
Mhm.
I feel like I didn't spend a lot of time there, and it was just too crowded there. Uh,
Yeah. A lot of
um,
those ski towns can,
yeah,
oh god, especially now, like they get a little oversaturated with people. Yeah, it can be hard to find like some like untouched, like even like I don't know, like I kind of advise people who are like not from Colorado, like yeah, if you want to go to somewhere like Aspen or Breckenridge, like go for it, but like spend some time in like some surrounding towns or something like that, because it gets it's not as hectic. Like it's you still get the great landscapes, you know. Yeah.
yeah. My dad and I we used to take motorcycle trips, and my dad was the one who he would remember. I can't remember all the places, but he's the one that kind of came up with the travel and like where to go. And my dad doesn't like big cities, so we like purposely like stayed away from the big cities and just went to the smaller ones,
Sure.
less
Yeah.
traffic and stuff, you know. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I went to a lot of cool places there. I mean, I've been to Colorado Springs a couple times. I think that's a really cool area. I went up Pikes
Hmm.
Peak and all that.
Garden of the Gods as well. Yeah, that's a nice
Yeah,
little. Yep.
that's the area. Um, I think my favorite place I went to, and I can never remember the name of it, but it's all in the it's in the western, like the
Oh yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
close to Utah, and they have a film festival.
Oh,
Film
Telluride.
Telluride, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Telluride might be my favorite place. That is so beautiful. You get in Telluride, the town, whatever, and it's just mountains. You're just surrounded by mountains. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, so I love
That's another
that.
place where it gets really like the traffic, the touristy stuff. It's bad around the film festival, but it's actually not that bad if you're there just in the summer. Like,
No, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's not bad that I can remember. But there's a lot of cool places. I remember we went to this one place, and they had just that sun. Just tell you when it was, but they made this. Oh gosh, what was it? The Lone Ranger. They made the Lone Ranger movie
Yeah.
uh, with Johnny Depp and Army Hammer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they shot this one scene in this one town in Colorado, and it was like the scene in the movie where they're like on a railroad or something like that. Anyways, and my dad went there like a year before when they were shooting that scene or something like that. And of course, they wouldn't let him anywhere near where they were shooting, but he kind of got to see like where they were shooting the scene or something like that.
Oh,
So then
that's
that,
cool. Yeah.
and so me and him went back and we went to the place where they So I took pictures of the place, and then when I watched the movie, I go, "Oh, I was
There
there."
it
Where
is.
that was kind of cool. I can't remember
I,
where
I
it was.
had that with I was in Central Park in New York one time when they were and we they were filming at the end of John Wick Chapter 2. The bit
Really?
where yeah. We were actually on that bridge that he's in. But I don't think we're in the shot or anything like that. Like there's like anytime they do like an overhead that there's a bunch of extras there, but we could see
Oh,
Keanu in the distance.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. We rode to New Mexico, and we went and saw the place where they shot Wild Hogs. uh, I have it's the Maggie's Diner is just it's just a gift shop.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can buy stuff from the Wild Hogs movie. Anyways, but I have a do rag thing, whatever that says Wild Hogs on it, which I thought was pretty cool. So I thought that
Yeah.
was. I was like, this is where they shot. That's I mean, not the whole movie. But that's where they shot part of the Wild Hogs movie at Maggie's Diner, and I'm like, And we went around and like we'd go into shops and ask people like, do you remember them, Wild Hogs? And they go, oh yeah, Travolta came in here and bought some. I don't know. And they would tell stories
Yeah.
uh, and I remember I want to say he was like I don't know if it was like Tim Allen was like really nice, and I think maybe William H Macy was really nice. I don't know. They would say, and they said Ray Liotta was like really like he said he looked like he looked like he's been drunk or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
And he plays the villain who's like this leader of the gang, the
Yeah.
spy, whatever. So it's like I don't know if he was being method for the role or what, but he just looked out of it and like bloodshot eyes or something. I don't know. I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
Rhoda is a little rough, maybe. a
That's
little
funny. I
rough.
wouldn't have thought of that. Oh.
Yeah, that's what this jeweler or whatever said. And I was like, okay, that was kind of fun. Just go.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we even said that when we went to the Colorado place. We said, oh, did you see Johnny Depp and something like that? And they were like, yeah, Johnny Depp came and did autographs. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh
that'd be,
wow. Yeah. That'd
that'd
be
be
cool.
awesome to be there when they're shooting, and then Johnny Depp shows up and you're like, oh, it's like,
Yeah.
oh. Army Hammer,
Oh,
not
for
so much,
sure.
but
Yeah, keep him away from the kit. Don't be in the kitchen with him.
yeah. At the time he was hot stuff coming off of the Social Network, and then oh my
He
gosh,
was, yeah. No, I mean, he's still like, I still like his performance in that, and in Call Me by Your Name, he's really good. Like, there's a bunch of movies where like he's,
that's
yeah.
right.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he did that movie probably before he got canceled, but yeah,
I think it was like right before, and I think it was one of those things where people looked back at the movie and they were like, hmm, like there's subtext of this in the movie, but yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. All right, last question, number 20.
Oh, sorry, my
Re-
wife just got home. Yeah, yeah.
Really, a really deep question for you.
Okay.
What would you like your legacy to be?
Oh, that is a deep question.
How would you be able to remember you on YouTube?
Yeah. I think the most important thing is I want people to remember me as like a nice guy, as like a
Yeah,
somebody who is like courteous, will like be would like would kind of just be open to hanging out with anybody, would not want to exclude people, or yeah, just yeah, a nice good person is what I'd like to be remembered as, mainly.
yeah, it's a good one. That's kind of my answer.
Yeah.
Kind of simple, but yeah. Uh, you want people to go, uh, yeah, Jackson, man, very Glenn Powell like. No, I don't know.
Because I think about what this question is like. Maybe another thing is like I mean, I don't necessarily think of myself as like a super funny guy, but like I would like to, like, it'd be nice to like have people, like, because I've been to funerals before, and I don't like want a funeral to be like just a purely sad thing where like it's only mourning the whole time. I do want people to tell like funny stories from like my life or whatever, because I have
Yeah,
that always kind of lightens things up. And so yeah, hopefully I'll be remembered for some funny stories as well. But but yeah, being just like a good, like, thoughtful, courteous person is, like, I think I would say what's most important to me.
Yeah, of course, because what we do, I suppose I always have in the back of my mind, like when I'm doing a review or something, and I keep thinking gosh, I hope I sound like I know what I'm talking about. Like, like my fear is that someone would be watching and be like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like this guy
Oh
knows
yeah, no, I get
this
that
guy.
too. Yeah, but I mean, at a certain level, again, it's all like, the whole notion of, like, knowing what you're talking about implies that, like, film criticism is, like, there's an objective way to do it, and I don't think that's true. So
It's very true, but I have
yeah,
people wrong, so I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay, I guess my opinion's wrong. Like, what did I say to
yeah.
that?
Sometimes the comments you get a little. I remember on my review for Prey, actually, what we were talking about earlier. Man, and in fairness, the title of the and thumbnail of the video is a little clickbaity, because I think I titled the video "Is Prey better than Predator?" My answer to the question was no, it's
No.
not better than Predator. But people didn't read that. They just went like, "Are you stupid? Did you watch the movie?" I'm like, guys, if you watch the video, like, I mention it, but you know,
Or I don't know. It's so easy to nitpick somebody. That's the other things. Like I'll make a mistake. I'll say the wrong thing, and someone in the comments will be like, "Well, actually, it was this." I'm like, "Okay, I know. I made a mistake. I don't know everything right on top of my head when I'm talking. I
yeah,
forget names of things and stuff. But but when you're watching it, you remember it, so you tell me I'm wrong, and I'm like,
yeah.
yeah. Then I feel stupid. I'm like, oh gosh, now they think I'm stupid because I don't know. I forgot this person's name or that,
Now
or
you can get to you sometimes, but yeah,
uh,
you just gotta remember, like, again, you're just doing your thing, and, like, um, the haters don't know what they're talking about, basically.
yeah. If somebody says, "Oh, that was a good point," then I feel good about myself. I go, oh, okay, maybe I
Yeah,
do know.
and, like, I'm open to criticism. Like, it's like, if somebody has, like, an idea, like, if somebody disagrees with me, or they, like, they have a criticism of, like, maybe even, like, a technical side of my video, like, I'm open to all that. It's like, it's all about, like, how you approach it. Like, and are you, like, too, like, mean about it,
Yes,
or if you're are you just out there trying to make a point, or are you actually, like, interested in substantively, critiquing what I'm doing? So
yeah, exactly. But anyways, all right, those are the 20 questions. You survived the 20 questions.
I made it. I made it to the end of the
You made it
gauntlet.
to, we learned a little bit more about you, I think, which is the goal. And again, I wish I had a bigger channel and I could say, everybody go subscribe to you. But that's what I want. I want people to subscribe to Horsetooth Cinema.
Appreciate
Is
it. Yeah.
the name of the channel. Jackson's his name. So uh, I know most people that are watching this maybe already know you, but if there's anybody that's not, like, I just really like to recommend your channel, and uh, if I could help it anyway, I don't know if I can, but
No, I
I,
very very much appreciate it. Yeah, no, yeah, I thank you. Yeah.
that's why I like having people on the channel to yeah I'm here to uh, what's the word?
Is it? I don't even say advertise is the word, but, like,
Right,
like
yeah, yeah.
like
I'm
like
here.
like yeah, through the conversation, people can get to know you. You can recommend my channel, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here to recommend your channel. I'm out here to get people to who've maybe haven't seen you would see you. And
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
again, I wish I had like a million subscribers, and I'd be like, I could really help people out. But um, but yeah, and it's just fun to talk and get to know people and stuff like that on
Yeah,
YouTube.
definitely. I feel like I've gotten to know you better as well in the
Oh,
conversation.
okay,
So
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, no, this
I
has been
kind of
great.
want to do some sort of, like, interview format like this on my channel. Like, I do really like this 20 questions kind of format. So I'll be thinking about, like, how to create my own version of that in the future, I guess.
Right, I remember you saying
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
but that's the end of. Thank you for giving your 2 hours. I appreciate that. To talking to me and answering my questions.
Yeah. And
Uh,
thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. And everybody for watching. Yeah.
it feels like we kind of just go off into different like movie talk as I'm and then tangents, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to ask a question.
Right, right.
But that's how I guess when you're movie people, that's how you go. You just start talking about movies. um, but yeah, so thanks so much to Jackson for joining the channel for this 20 questions. I really appreciate you taking the time, and everybody go subscribe to Horsetooth Cinema. And thanks for watching the video. Please comment anything, I guess. Thank you to Leon and Mike. Did a lot of commenting. Appreciate that. And besides that, well, I don't know. Is there anything you need to? I don't know if you have anything coming up or.
I don't have anything planned, but I plan to get back on soon and like make another video soon, because I wonder if maybe what I could do is just catch up on some stuff I've reviewed, like a video where you kind of do multiple movies at once, because there's been so much out. So
Yeah, and it's almost November, so it's almost time to do another best of and worst of.
yeah, right. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, so besides that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good have a good Halloween, I guess, tomorrow. And we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.